And this public hearing will be to consider 3 separate Anderson County zoning resolutions, one concerning battery energy storage systems, one for cryptocurrency mining facilities, and the third one for data processing centers. Just to start out, we're going to let Harold Edwards come forward and let him explain the map that's up on the monitors and on the walls, and also just to give us a quick synopsis of the 3 resolutions. Thank you, Mr. Edwards.
My name is Harold Edwards. I serve on the Anderson County Regional Planning Commission. 5 or 6 years ago...
Harold, can you speak into the mic?
Sorry about that. 5 or 6 years ago, nobody was aware of the terms data processing center, cryptocurrency mining, and battery energy storage systems. Those are all relatively new. I will say that last fall, the Planning Commission began doing research on these topics to see how Anderson County could get ahead of the curve, so to speak, and provide regulations, because when they do approach Anderson County to come in, we felt like we needed to have regulations in place. So starting out, I'm going to start with the data centers. First of all, let me back up just a minute. All 3 of these proposed uses are restricted to the industrial zones. And the industrial zones are identified on the map here on the wall and on the overhead. So keep in mind, they're not going to be permitted to be just placed anywhere. Each of the proposed uses are going to be required to meet certain requirements. The data centers and the cryptocurrency mining both consume quite a bit of electricity. There is a provision in there to safeguard the community against excessive use of electricity. The applicant would have to provide a letter from the utility district saying that there would be no adverse effect on the community. Also, let's see. But anyway, it's going to take 2 levels of review. First of all, an applicant, if they did want to put one of the 3 uses in place, they would need to come to the Anderson County Board of Zoning Appeals. There are certain regulations. There's 8-acre minimum requirement in the industrial zone. They have to follow certain guidelines, and those are all spelled out for you in the ordinance. I'm not going to go over those individually. But upon review and approval of that location in the industrial zone by the Board of Zoning Appeals, then they would have to go to the Planning Commission for a site plan review. So what you have is actually 2 levels of review before a data center or cryptocurrency mining or battery energy storage system could come into play. So I'll be glad to answer any questions that may arise as far as that goes, but that's kind of a summary. Again, they're not going to be permitted all over the county, only in approved industrial zones after review and approval by the Board of Zoning Appeals and the Planning Commission.
Thank you, Mr. Edwards. So I have 12 people who have signed up to speak, and we're going to, we have a hard cutoff at 6:30 because we need to start our county commission meeting at that time. So we're going to let these 12 people speak up until 6:30. Sorry about that. So the first one we have is Destiny Edmonds, and then after that will be Morgan Hardy.
Hi,
Please just state your name and where you're from.
Yeah, I'm Destiny.
Address where
I'm
you're
from Oak Ridge, 163 Northwestern Avenue. I did not prepare a speech, actually, so if I start freaking out a little bit, I'm sorry. I completely oppose data centers altogether, even with the regulations. It takes 50 milliliters per prompt. So whenever you type in ChatGPT, how's the weather today? That's 50 milliliters. Don't worry, I'm reaching in my pocket to show y'all something, nothing bad. This is a medicine cup. It would take 5 of these to ask ChatGPT how the weather is, or what should I do today? Now, we also have problems. Sorry, there I go freaking out, I'm shaking. Of course, we got crypto mining. So it's not the mining itself that caused like the water usage issues. It's the transaction. And I was on my way here doing research and I was blown away. Sorry, give me 1 second while I pull this up. It can take an estimate of 16,000 liters of water for a single Bitcoin transaction. Yeah, the water might be public, but okay, what happens when the public water is gone? Like, you know, the earth can only make so much water before we're screwed, and excuse my language. I don't know what's gonna happen. We're already in a drought. And of course, water does evaporate, go through the cycle, but is that water trapped? And it's also the cost of powering those plants and everything. Of course, hopefully, the businesses, the data centers, the crypto miners, sorry, will be paying for that. But that's like anywhere between $10 million and $25 million a year that they'll be spending. And then a single day on a data center is 300,000 to 500,000 gallons of water per day. And it's just what's going to happen to her. You know, she's going to be out of water. We're going to be in like a Mad Max situation where people are fighting over water or hoarding it. But that's about it. Thank you guys for your time.
Thank you. Thank you. Morgan Hardy, and next will be Nancy Cosgrove.
Evening, Commissioners. My name is Morgan Hardy. I'm at 244 Friels Lane, just off Batley Road. I've shared my thoughts my whole thoughts last night with Commissioners McCamey and White, but this evening I'll just spend my time on the best part of the proposal. I appreciate the county trying to get ahead of it, but BESS is not risk-free. The fire risk, runoff concerns, emergency response planning are real. But I also think BESS is different from crypto mining or data centers because it can actually provide grid stability and reliability. It may be the one category we're talking about tonight that has a clear county infrastructure benefit. My concern is that the 2,000-foot setback from residential property lines may functionally prohibit BESS across much of Anderson County and in the heavy industrial zones. That is nearly half a mile to a property line, not even to the nearest residential structure. We should care where people live, not whether a pasture technically touches a setback circle. I would rather see a lower base setback with fire and EMA review having authority to require more or mitigation based on the actual characteristics of the site: slope, vegetation, access, water supply, runoff, battery chemistry, and distance from the homes, and particularly for sensitive areas which need to be kept in mind as well. I think the emergency response language should be more specific. Training should be for the department most likely to respond first to that specific site, not just general local emergency personnel. If the first responder is a volunteer fire department like Marlow, the question is not just whether they receive training, it is whether they have the equipment, water, access, and response plan necessary to safely handle the incident. Finally, I think the decommissioning language should be cleaned up. Instead of requiring 3 bids from companies that have already decommissioned BES facilities, which may not even exist since BESS is a novel concept, let the applicant submit a decommissioning and material disposition plan, then require the applicant to pay for a third-party review of that plan by a qualified firm selected by the county. Anderson County and Oak Ridge have plenty of environmental engineering, hazardous material, and site restoration expertise. My request is simple. Please regulate BESS seriously, but regulate the actual risks. Don't use a 2,000-foot setback as a substitute for site-specific fire, EMA, and responder capability review.
Thank you. Next, we have Nancy Cosgrove, and after that will be Brian Kimball.
Thank you, Commissioners. My name's Nancy Cosgrove. I do live in Clinton. This is a huge thing to try to research and respond to, so I only chose a small part, which is the data centers and water usage. So my information is from Forbes magazine, as well as EESI, which is the Energy and Environmental Study Institute, a nonprofit. So Forbes magazine says that the fastest growing piece of America's AI infrastructure is colliding with its most finite local resources, which is water. As utilities, state regulators, and local governments rush to accommodate a surge in data center construction, the water is emerging as a constraint that few permitting systems were designed to manage. The issue isn't that these data centers are unexpected, it's just that they've crossed a threshold of scale, but are still being regulated as if they were ordinary real estate projects rather than nationally strategic infrastructure. So as Destiny was trying to also say, 5 million gallons a day is what is used by these data centers, by a data center, and that is the equivalent to a town of 10,000 people. So per day, it's double the size of Clinton, essentially. Also, wastewater. So 20% of the water that is taken in and used is discharged to the wastewater system, which can overwhelm the local facilities that are not designed for this. Northern Virginia, which is the world capital for data centers, is already overwhelmed. They have 300 data centers spread over 4 different counties, and from 2019 to 2023, 63% increase in water consumption. So again, it's nationally significant in this industry. It's expanding through this is from Forbes, a patchwork of local approvals, tax incentives, and water systems never intended to support infrastructure of this scale. So decisions about where and how this infrastructure is built are often left to counties, towns, and water districts negotiating project by project. Zoning boards weigh short-term tax revenue against long-term strain on local resources, often without access to long-range water consumption forecasts. So I appreciate the fact that you guys have started really looking into this to get ready for it, but I really want you to consider, what it is going to mean for the long term. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Commissioner Smallwood, did you have?
Hello, my name is Brian Kimball. I live in Marlow. I apologize, I didn't know how many there were, so I have enough printouts for every other person. Maybe y'all might be willing to pass one down and share. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
So I'm here as a father and a member of the community. Thank you for your public service. I've brought my family here because the future of Anderson County matters quite a bit. And although we do support regulation, we don't feel that the regulation currently proposed is enough. I've provided a few references just with information here. A study from the University of Michigan, Ford School of Science, Technology, and Public Policy went in great detail to show the impact in consumption, and actually the water and electricity consumption is significantly more than was mentioned previously. A single data center can consume as much energy as 100,000 homes and as much water as 50,000 homes. Now, I'm sure you all know this, but there's only approximately 82,000 residents in our entire county, and per my reference, approximately 32,000 housing units in the whole of Anderson County. It's possible that a single data center could consume nearly twice the amount of water and nearly triple the amount of energy that our entire county consumes in a given day. The water from these is not recycled back into our system. It must be fresh drinking water, and it's burned off and evaporated. I've seen firsthand how growing cities and infrastructure can put a pressure on its residents, and there are ample studies showing that although there may be contracts with these companies stating that the utility rates are protected, that is only temporary. The impact long-term, in addition, is also bringing in these mega corporations. We are a small rural county, and many of us want it to stay that way. We are not interested in seeing mega corporations bring in their influence and their power to this small community, right? We are tight-knit, and the influence of these big corporations can reshape our landscape. Studies from the National Wildlife Federation also reference the impact of the low-frequency hum on local wildlife. Guys, this is not without impact. the tax benefits that they may talk about pale in comparison to the actual costs that it will be to the community. The Environmental Health Project also notes the impact of light, noise, and air pollution, again, both to wildlife, but most importantly, the folks who are most at risk, elderly, children, low-income households. These are the people who will be suffering the most if this regulation is not expanded. So thank you for hearing me today. We ask that you do more. Thank you.
Okay, we've had 4 people who have spoken against the data centers. Is there anybody in here who would like to speak for the data centers or for the resolution? Yeah, speak. Just tell us your name and where you're from.
Ira Kaplan, Oak Ridge. Data centers are closed-loop cooling centers in some of the data centers, so they don't usurp all the water. However, they do put gas turbine engines to actually create electricity next to many of the data centers. Gas does put out some pollution. The water and the electricity is something that will happen. It's unfortunate, but that will come into play as time goes on and the rates will go up. But the data center itself is being put forth for basically more knowledge for the technical companies who are trying to get more information to us. And I will say this, that though I'm for data centers, I am totally against this data center because the hum, as a crow flies, goes a mile, and at night it will hum you to sleep.
Thank you. Thank you. Is there anyone else that wanted to speak for the resolution? Okay, you all were on the list, right? Okay. So next was B.J. Ayers, and after that is Michael Morris. Yeah, he's right here.
Thank you all so much for taking the time to hear us. These data centers don't just deal with information from computers only. They're pooling data gathered from our bodies. To my fellow residents here in Oak Ridge, have you learned, and also members of the council, have you learned what WBAN is? Write this down if you've never heard of it. WBAN, Wireless Body Area Network, and BAN, Body Area Network. Our bodies are electric. I've got a nursing degree, but you don't have to be medical to understand this. Have any of you heard of an EEG, EKG, or nerve conduction studies that are all electrical studies done on our bodies? These are literally mapping the electronic waves flowing through our bodies. And WBAN, Wireless Body Area Network, flows wirelessly through the air and hooks up to our bodies. WBAN, Wireless Body Area Network, uses our bodies as nodes in a system. This system's using the power of the air connected to our bodies. We're used as nodes in a wireless power system that links up with our phones and computers and transmits data to these data centers. It isn't without consequence. It's messing up the electrical rhythms of our bodies. So memorize all of this, and then we all need to decide, do we even want these data centers that are all hooking up to us and gathering information from our bodies while using us as nodes? Once you learn about this, I suspect your answer is going to be no. Did you ever consent to your body being used as a node to store information and compute in this cloud system? Did you even know about this? Have you ever even been asked if you were okay with being used as a node? Medically, again, it isn't without consequence when your body's being used as a node with this power running through it. It uses up the nutrients in your body, destroys cells, makes your legs and muscles throughout the body restless and painful. And this W-band system has to limit the time it uses your body and make the power leave your body the time it's spent using as a node before you overheat and die. These are the reasons that this massive number of data centers are being built, to compute the massive amount of data being gathered from our bodies, of you and me, and to hook us all up to the cloud. My vote is no to any data center.
30 seconds.
30 seconds. But if we do decide to let these centers exist, this means about the water and I'll just skip on through that and tell you the most important part. I have a link here to a fella, an expert named Doug Seavey, who built a data center that doesn't even require 1 gallon of water. It's already built, already operating. I did bring a copy of it if you all want to shoot a picture of that node. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Mr. Guy, did you want to speak in favor?
Yeah, my name's Derek Guy. I am with the IBW Local 270 in Oak Ridge. And I know last month there was laws passed, and the provisions of those laws with the infrastructure costs to data centers. They would have to build their own infrastructure, substations, so on. You know, ratepayer protection, the self-power provisions that and I was going to say, yes, I believe the regulations, we should require them to have closed loop systems and their own cooling systems for their water. And not only power themselves, but they should build their own water infrastructure. They should have a community benefits plan if they plan on coming in here to provide what they're going to do to the community. We have a contractor right now. They told us they're going on 6 days a week, 10 hours a day with Radiant, because they're the ones going to build the reactors that are going to be powering these data centers. They're not going to be they may be using the grid temporarily, and if they do improve that grid, do improve substations, they will also have their own power source once these companies are developing these reactors that are portable right here in Roane County. That's all I was going to let everybody know about that.
Thank you. We're back to Michael Morris.
Hello, everyone. My name is Michael Morris. I'm going to just read from a script to keep this succinct. Thank you all for actually coming out and letting us speak to all this. I live in Oak Ridge. I strongly oppose the amendments to permitting these data centers. These facilities operate 24/7 and create continuous noise and low-frequency vibrations, as some of the other people here have said. These vibrations and noise actually have been proven by independent studies to lower the quality of life, disturb sleep, and actually increase hypertension and ischemic heart disease. Additionally, we've seen across the nation these continuous electricity and power demands strain the grid and do, no matter what, contribute to utility cost rising. The draft 60 decibel property line limit and minimal enforcement languages are inadequate. There's a couple of independent studies that shows that every 10 decibel increase, there's a 3.4% higher chance for stroke and a 5% higher chance for heart failure. I urge the Commission to reject these amendments entirely and do not create a zoning pathway that allows facilities near our homes and families. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Eve Studwell, and then after that is Brian Smith. Okay. Okay. We'll go to Brian Smith, and after that, Richard Mogridge. Okay.
Hello, I'm Brian Smith. Brian Smith. Just really the only question I got is how do we know it's going to be enforced? Whatever you guys vote on tonight, it's my understanding that the zoning office here in Anderson County, they basically define, and it's totally their discretion on what they're going to enforce. So how do we know that anything that you vote on tonight on this is going to be enforced? Anybody?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Richard. After Richard, we'll have Tina Andrews.
I'm Richard Mogridge. I'm the CEO of Coyote Net Digital System Solutions. We build custom computers for the recording industry. We use open source software. And that brings me to why data centers are kind of a bad idea on a local scale. It doesn't matter how much power or water or effect they have on our physical beings. We have to remember two things. The data that's being collected is going to be used to sling ads at smart devices that are going to further engineer society. And in doing so, it's going to break the way society works. So when you're thinking about voting for this stuff, understand that the people that are going to make money and benefit the most are the ones that put the apps on your smart devices, because that is what the data centers are for. I rest my case.
Tina Andrews. Okay. Okay, that is all that I had signed up to speak. So with that, we actually are approaching the 6:30 time limit. So I'll go ahead and call the public hearing to a close, and we'll take a short break and reconvene at 6:30. Oh, I've got two. No, he messaged me. I'm sorry. Okay, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Well, he just sort of. That's where he wanted to go. He didn't talk about it. Thank you.
seen her last name on papers now.
I don't know. Yeah. Really talk about
Your experience is with the tents, I thought. I need all the help I can get. You could write off contribution to senior citizens. You can have a good one and say, I help this old man out. Senior guy.
Yeah, I think everybody.
The water and
Hey, Logan, what's happening? As you used to say on the bench when a hearing's on, I know what I'm about. I appreciate all that. Good job.
I'm a simple dude anyway.
Yes. No, well explained.
Well, I tell you, Russ, you know, he does right as a mayor.
Yes.
Anyway, they took that option away from us probably 5 years ago. Look it up. And I get kind of what's behind it. So I get it. But man, you know, when you have a legitimate issue, they're not going to back. We tried. We begged them and begged them. They're just a barrier.
What's the feelings about starting to title votes?
And we're all for it, but they don't want to do it. We tried for years, and they just.
Tennessee's the number 10 state in the nation.
Listen, we begged them for years. And their deal is, well, you know, we got a grandfather on it. I said, well, that's fine. I said, you can start next year. You know, I mean, you ain't never done it. So why not start 27 or 26, whatever?
No.
We would love to.
Your girl explained it very well.
Well,
Both of them did.
Well, I was in a meeting when you called, and that's how about it was like the ATVs. They were stealing ours and taking them to Kentucky, and then they finally passed it. Boats eventually get there.
Right.
We bet, but I told Russell, I said, you can give me 15 minutes, because I'm still president of the ACC Congress. We've got to get
Some guy out of
see the one that owned it? Well, I saw that picture on Facebook. Was there rocks in the front of it? It looked like rocks. I couldn't. Rocks, okay. Maybe I looked at it. I once thought it was trash. I was down there campaigning all Russell called me, you know, after that. I called him. I went fishing over there 4 or 5 years ago, and there's a bass over there, but it was back in the tub. It's probably gone now, but what'd they say?
TWRA, hoping to give them close work. Gary's got to go.
Good. Well, like I said, it's just something I wish we could work with them, but they're their own kingdom down there. They're their own kingdom. They run the show. And, you know, we have to deal with the Department of Health. And those birth certificates, we print them in Oak Ridge, and we had a printer probably took me 10. I finally got it fixed Thursday afternoon. Well, they changed servers. It's our printer, but they changed servers and knocked off my 2 users' IP address. Brian found, we thought it was on my side. And we called, and we got a help number with Rachel. And we called Charles up there. We are helpful for him, it's the same number. So he don't get much help either. Listen, they are the right people. They are. I had a meeting with them a couple of years ago, wanting to do death certificates. You would think we were building a bomb, man. They, oh, no. I said, we handle important documents every day. I said, it ain't no different than what we did. Well, it's right. It's a different thing. Look, I got shows coming up. The Norse nursing home. Let me tell you, there ain't no better audience for an elder show than the St. Nursing Home. They love it.
Bring back memories, baby.
They used to make fun of me for going to them things. Y'all make fun of me all the time. These some of the best shows I can do. Fish fries. You know, what breaks my heart is those that can't get up and move around. Because all the rest of them, I probably can't make it. I like fried fish, but I might make it. And I'm gonna try. My family's going out of town, so I'm making it. I love this fish.
He thinks so.
At that church? Well, maybe you might be one. I might have misread his text, but I think okay.
Yeah, I'll just have to fish. We're gonna be here a while. We're gonna be here.
Good evening. I'll call this Anderson County Board of Commissioners meeting to order. We will begin, let's see, we have a quorum, everyone's here. We will begin with prayer, Commissioner White, and a pledge of allegiance by Commissioner Capshaw. If you'd stand, please.
Dear Lord, Almighty God, we thank you for this privilege that we have to conduct county business. We ask that you would give us wisdom. We ask, Lord, that you would be patient with us, that we might make the right decisions. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Ready, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you, everyone. Next on the agenda is the appearance of citizens. I am going to read to you from our rules real quickly. Any comments by anyone in this room must be professional and respectful, must refrain from outbursts, profanity, questioning motives, and personal attacks. So with that, is there anyone that would like to speak to this body? Please raise your hand. Is there one, two? Any others? Okay, all right. Come ahead, sir. You will get 3 minutes. State your name and your address, where you're from.
Madam Chair and Commissioners, thank you for the opportunity to address the Commission. I'm Tommy Mariner. I live at 11 Hawthorne Place in Norris. I'm currently the Anderson County Library Board Secretary. These are my personal views and not those of the Library Board that I'll express tonight. I have 2 issues that I would like the Commission to consider. First, the library system is currently underfunded. In my reading of the current county budget after the property reappraisals were completed, a 1.46 tax levy is going to the county library system, which yields about $526,000 for the 4 libraries and their staffs. This results in a deficit because the library budget is about $680,000 to operate at the current levels of staffing and services. Under current lowered funding, the library reserve has declined and the 2027 budget appears to be headed for a deficit. I recommend that the Commission raise the levy for libraries to 1.90. The tax levy for the library was reduced 2 years ago in a motion from former Commissioner Mays in an effort to add money to the ambulance services and to keep the overall county budget at the same level. The library system deserves to be judged on its own merit and not balanced against the county ambulance services. Second item, the current library board is creating a hostile environment for our library employees by trying to censor the books in the library following individual prejudices towards certain segments of our society. Books with characters who might be gay, even historical books mentioning the lives of gay people, are being withheld from our shelves by individual library trustees. In addition, those same trustees are trying to use threats of discipline and reviews of personnel records to intimidate library directors who resist censorship on the books in their collections. A month ago, the library board had met in executive session to review legal issues with the law director. I believe this meeting, which I thought was going to discuss a lawsuit, was outside the subjects allowed under the Tennessee Open Meetings Act. It was instead looking for a way to use personnel records against library employees. This, in my opinion, was another effort to intimidate library employees and put personal prejudices above the purpose of the library. I request the Commission look closely at their next appointment and choose the new candidate who will follow the tenets of the Tennessee Library Trustee Handbook, which governs how Tennessee is supposed to be conducting themselves in their leadership of Tennessee library systems. Are there any questions?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next, I think I saw Mr. Mullins. If you want to come ahead. Or was there someone over here? Okay, you'll be next. Thank you.
I'm Nathan Mullins, a third-generation Oak Ridger. I'm excited to see moms with kids, aunties, and grandparents getting involved in the democratic process tonight. Welcome to democracy and public discourse. I tested the boundaries for you on parental commentary over the last few years and was the most interrupted parental advocate regionally. If it weren't for the Elaine Davis bill, HB 0022, I'd have probably been censored entirely. All concerns aired tonight have a right to be heard, but I'll risk my future again on your behalf to bring an immediate concern before this Council of Local Representatives. I feel confident and trust that I'm asking for consideration from our devoted and upright mayor that maybe hasn't yet heard Oak Ridge's perspective on an issue. Let me be more plain spoken. This board controls issues related to the Clinch River watershed through the Conservation Board of Anderson County, under jurisdiction of this commission. And I must appeal to your judgment that you not appoint Mrs. Chin to that board. For over 10 years in Oak Ridge, we've been losing our recreational parks due to undue influence from a land baron. I helped stop them from putting a subdivision on the Oak Ridge Pool. They went so far as to pressure our former District 33 representative to adjust the law in favor of local landlords, prepping the hillside community which included the pool for redevelopment under Chin. They took other land, like the Science Museum, while Chin was the chair of the city council. That's a conflict of interest violation, recused or not. Chin's owns the Planning Commission over there and now wants Clark Center Park, next to an EPA-protected corner on the Clinch watershed, on the Three Bends area, which the Land Bureau tried to sell off recently before we took 100 citizens down there to stop them with speeches. We're asking you to protect kids' parks from predatory developers who put designs on our most valuable resources. Regionally, families got blocked last week from coming to the pool because they won't accept cash anymore. They now require reservations, intentionally driving tourists away, and deny entry because of parking across the street. City planners are still conniving this land grab, and we know which developer has consistently gotten whatever they want from City Council. So please don't enable the same undue influence to creep into our local jurisdiction. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Mullins. Yes, if you want to come forward. Your name and address again, please.
BJ Ayers, 160 Wade Lane, right here in Oak Ridge, well, there in Oak Ridge. And I just wanted to add that you all, thank you so much for your representation from us. And I wanted to remind you that our nation is built on the consent of the people. And you're here because we consented, and thank you so much for doing this. Regarding the W ban, I did not consent to that, and I bet a lot of you didn't even know that was a thing. So I wanted to encourage you, Mr. Edwards, when you go to do your certificate, you are Mr. Edwards, is that right?
Ma'am,
Okay.
address the chair, please.
I'm so sorry.
Yes.
When you have, he said something about he had to have a certificate to say that there would be no adverse events on this community. And I'm not sure that he can say that in light of W-ban. So I just want to ask you, please, to consider our voice. I do not consent to being used as a node on W-ban. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Was there anyone else? Did I miss a hand? Yes, sir, come forward. Anybody else on this side that I missed? All right.
Otis Phillips, 8367 New River Highway. And I'll take this opportunity to say, you know, I'm not ready to hear about the water because I think I usually am, but I think there's some work being done. I appreciate everybody that's participating in getting the work done. I'm here to ask about what's being done on Highway 116. I was here before and I asked the commission if any of you would take a ride over there and look what a condition that road is in, from Rocky Top to the Morgan County line. Since that, we've had a flood over there. The road was cut in two, and the biggest problem we had, ditch lines not maintained. That's what we had. And the one section of road right next to my house there has been cut in two for 15 months. And all we got's a red light and barriers. That's all we've got. And I'd like to know if any of the commissioners or the mayor could give us an update on what's the hold up on that. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? One last time. All right, seeing none, we will move on to the approval of the agendas. Let's take the consent agenda first. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Motion by Commissioner Capshaw, second by Commissioner McCamey. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. 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 Any opposed? Motion passes. Next, the regular agenda. Do we have some additions to the regular agenda, please? Yes.
I need to add, if you could add under the mayor's report, Department of Energy payment in lieu of tax request.
Okay, that's the
I need
last.
to- Yes.
Last bullet point there?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Yes.
Madam Chair, I would like to add under new business, the transparency of TCA 8-440, 101, the Tennessee Open Meetings Act discussion.
All right, under new business?
Yes.
Okay. We also need to add a third applicant for the library board appointment. That would be, the name is Sue Lasky. You guys should have received that, the commissioners should have received that email, her application. You also have a copy of it. I believe Annette just distributed a copy of it. So we will add her as the third. Is there any other applicants that needs to be added to the agenda? All right, seeing none. Is there any other additions to the regular agenda? All right, seeing none, we have a motion by Commissioner Allen, second by Commissioner Foster. Any other discussion? All of those in favor of the agenda, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, next will be our public hearing report by Vice Chairwoman Vandegrift.
Thank you, Chairman. Earlier this evening, we did have a public hearing to consider amendments to the Anderson County zoning resolution. Those included provisions for a battery energy storage system resolution, which was 2606-1257, a cryptocurrency mining facility, resolution number 2606-1258, and a data processing center resolution number 2606-1259. We had many citizens come and talk to us about that.
All right, so do we have a motion by Commissioner McNabb? Do we have a second? Is that Commissioner McCamey? No?
I was about to he beat me to it.
Okay,
I don't know what his motion is, so I can't really say.
so your motion, please.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. I would like to make a motion that we refer these three resolutions to the Law Director's Office to explore the options for a moratorium on these. Everyone is very concerned with these. In my district, the feedback's been overwhelming. We do need to act in the confines of the law, so I'd like the Law Director to review the options for a moratorium on these and report back to us to see what we can do to stop this.
All right, so the motion is for the law director to review and give us guidance on a moratorium, correct? Do we have a second? Is that Commissioner Allen? Yes. You second that? All right, we'll open the floor for discussion. I think I have Commissioner Foster first.
Yeah, just a couple things. We talked about this in Planning Commission. Right now, there are no regulations. So if we do not take action on that, we will continue to go with no regulations until we can meet again and do moratorium. So I just wanted that to, with the discussion that we were having and from the public hearing, obviously a lot of people are against these, but currently there is no regulation. Also, for the ones, these are regulations only for areas outside of city limits, not inside your city limits. If you live in a city, these would only be for areas in the county where the industrial. And two, the Planning Commission can make changes to these as we go. This was just kind of a starting point on some things we've done research-wise. I know Harold had spoke earlier, but he's also taken to some of these too. He works in planning, and so he's taking some of his municipalities. So we're just trying to really get something on the books to help regulate this because there are no regulations. So just want to give that from kind of the thought process behind it from Planning Commission.
All right, thank you. Commissioner McCamey.
Well, my motion was, that I intended to make prior to Commissioner McNabb, was to go ahead and place a moratorium for 1 year and refer it back to the Planning Commission, let it come back next year. That way, you know. like
So we
I said,
have a motion on the floor.
Right.
If
but-
that one fails, then we can
Yes.
take that up.
Yeah, but that would be my motion, that we just place a moratorium on all three of them for 1 year, send it back to the Planning Commission for further study.
All right. Commissioner Boche, since we have a motion on the floor, we'll discuss this one. That is to refer it to the law director and then report back, correct?
That was my idea, hopefully by next month, just so we know what we can do. There have been some lawsuits as far as an outright ban. I know the city of Knoxville is looking at something similar to this, the 1
Okay.
year. I'm fine with that. I just want to make, if the law director can answer that tonight.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Can be placed. I've been looking at this subject, and I've seen them anywhere from 1 to 2 years. Some of our adjoining counties have enacted them, but if we want to place a moratorium with an eye towards, really deep diving the investigation into the pros and cons, that's permissible.
Can that be done tonight? Or do you need to?
As far as what I have found, you're able to proceed. I've worked up a memorandum that I've not circulated yet, but based on my investigation, based on my research, moratorium can be placed on all three.
All right.
You just can't. I've seen them up to 2 years, Commissioner White, in one location.
All right. Yes.
Can I amend my motion that we do that tonight?
Sure.
1 year with the planning commission, continue to look at this, consult with experts, consult with other municipalities, but this is not something that we need to rush into. If the law director is fine with that, let's do it. That sounds great.
Okay. And is that you had the second, Commissioner Allen? That's okay with you? All right. All right. Commissioner Foster, sure say all the discussion's gone.
Yeah, I was for, so.
Okay.
There were people ahead of me. Is that right?
Okay. Commissioner Yeager.
I would be more in favor of a 2 year. This is a very complicated issue. I don't think a year, just to be safe, is the right number. I'd be more in favor of 2 year.
All right. So unless the maker of the motion is willing to amend again, it is 1 year at this point.
I would amend it to 2 year, Madam Chair.
Okay. How do you feel about that? Second? Okay. All right. I've got Commissioner Beauchamp.
Yes, so I've done the deep dive conspiracy theorists down to the data centers, and I have a lot of concerns. I understand what they do. I understand why the need is for them. But I also have the concerns of the sound waves, water, electricity. When we're getting rolling blackouts on Christmas Day and people cooking dinner, how are we going to keep going with data centers? And as far as the sound waves go, I'm concerned with my own health because the sound waves can cause my COVID brain to act up. So I can only imagine what it could do to somebody else. Electro-wise. So I know what it does to me just by electricity already. So I'm concerned about our older population of what it could do to them health-wise. I'm concerned about our water. And I think until we get more information coming to Anderson County, putting a moratorium on this right now for 2 years so we can gather information, hear from the public of what they want, because this was kind of popped on us real quick. I feel like data centers are the big thing right now, and it's coming to every county and every state. And sometimes when things are popped at you real quick, it doesn't give you a lot of time to think about it. It's just make a decision and go on. And I think for the citizens of Anderson County, they deserve transparency. If we decide to put a data center here, then it needs to be regulated the way that the citizens want it to be regulated. This is where we live. This is where we raise our families. So I think that it's very important that we get their input on it.
Thank you. Commissioner Foster.
Question for the law director. Do we have to worry about the public hearing or on moratorium or anything? I know we had a public hearing tonight. Does that cover anything that would?
Well, the public hearing tonight was if you move forward with the rezoning. Moratorium, I think you could go ahead and vote on.
Commissioner Capshaw.
Okay, I had some questions that had come up in my thinking about the data center. So I'm just wanted just to throw those out there as we think about this. What would the facility's maximum power demand be? How much water would it consume annually? What chemicals would be stored on the site? What is the worst-case fire scenario? What toxic gases would be released? What setbacks are proposed from homes and schools? Who pays for the emergency response upgrades? What happens if the company becomes insolvent? What are the decommissioning costs? And what financial assurance or bonding is provided to the taxpayers. But then also I was looking at, where was it? When it comes to those battery energy storage systems, the battery chemistry of the batteries, like if it's lithium iron phosphate, nickel manganese cobalt, sodium ion, flow battery systems, you know, the different chemistries, the fire risk, and are we prepared to handle that? I also had, I'm just trying to get it all in because, you know me, I sit up and research stuff. Thermal runaway analysis, the toxic gas and air monitoring, just things for us to think about, and how much energy is it going to use? And also, too, thinking about like our data hub centers like AT&T or Comcast or all those, if we do the moratorium, is it going to affect those? Because they're on a smaller scale. Just, I'm not saying I'm for data center, but I'm saying those are on a smaller scale. So if we want upgrades for our internet service providers and things, does that affect them? That's just questions I'm throwing out there.
All right.
So
during, Mr. Brooks, during the moratorium, we can, the 2 years that this passes, we can have public meetings, we can get questions answered, we can do all of those things during the 2 years, correct?
Okay.
I mean, the questions are constant, and they're changing every day.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Commissioner Yeager.
Sorry to go again, but I would really like to urge the Planning Commission to have public forums like this over the, you know, put it in there, have a public hearing more than once, because this is a big, big deal. And the fact that it was such an unknown subject to a lot of people, that's why we have a packed house tonight. And so I would just like to encourage this to be a more common thing for these items.
All right. Commissioner Isabel?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and that's exactly what I was going to speak of, is what Commissioner Yeager was talking about, is maybe having a joint between Operations and Planning Commission quarterly or something like that, just to discuss.
All right. Any other discussion? So the motion on the floor is a more, I'm sorry? I'm sorry. Okay, Commissioner McCamey.
Well, I'm sorry, I speak again here, and
It's okay.
but, you know, when they started talking about the water usage, it made me think of New River. They don't have drinking water, you know, and talking about needing the water, but our utilities cannot afford to get water to New River at the present time. So, you know, I feel like the moratorium, 2 years is great.
Okay.
That was going to be my original motion.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Commissioner Barron.
I just want to make the point that, you know, for most of our county, we don't even have a full-time fire department. So I think that should be a big consideration to put in to anything of these three types of plants, you know, because if you don't have somebody full-time ready to respond to anything out there, it's going to get way out of control.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm for a moratorium.
All right.
And let's dig deeper into this. And I mean, you know, they suggested maybe a fire plug here, but whenever you've got like 1 million square feet, you're going to need numerous fire stations for that. You know, simple like that.
All right, thank you. Did you have something you wanted to add?
I just wanted to make a comment.
Please introduce yourself too.
For those that haven't met me, my name is Jeremy Wade. I am the county fire marshal. As you're looking at the language on a moratorium, if that's the route you're going, I would encourage that you make sure that that's specific to commercial battery storage systems. So the applicable NFPA standard for a battery storage system covers all the way from smaller systems that are designed as a battery backup in lieu of a generator for your individual homes, all the way up to the full-size commercial. So a blanket moratorium on battery storage systems could have the undesired effect, if the language doesn't specifically call for commercial systems, that you could end up with essentially restricting residents' ability to do smaller systems that are Underwriter Laboratories approved, that someone may be looking to do as a backup in lieu of a generator. So just a
All right.
consideration.
All right, Mr. Brooks, will you prepare something and get that to us, and it'll have this language? Okay. Mr. Edwards, did you have anything? I saw you looking at me. No? Okay.
I applaud Commissioner Isbell's comment to have a joint meeting with the Planning Commission, so
Okay.
we can kind of get on the same page. I think we're all trying to do what is in the best interest of the county, and we certainly value your feedback, and we'll get to work on this.
Well, thank you for getting this before us and starting the process. Thank you for that, Planning Commission. Any other discussion? All right. All those in favor of the moratorium, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the discussion. All right. Next, did you have anything else?
I was just going to say that concluded the business of the
Thank you. Thank you. All right, next we have an opportunity to place someone on the library board. It will be the commission appointment. We have 3 applicants. Okay, all right. Thank you guys for coming. So at this time, you guys, commissioners, you've had an opportunity to look at the applications. So we will give each applicant just a minute or two to come to the podium and introduce themselves and tell us why they would like to serve on the library board. We will begin with the order in which we received the applications. First is Catherine Scarborough.
Good evening.
Hi there.
Thank you for having me here, and I'm happy to be nominated for this. I am Catherine Scarborough from Oak Ridge, Tennessee, a lifelong lover and user of public libraries. When I was growing up in Louisiana, it was more exciting for me when the bookmobile came than when the ice cream truck came. That's how much I've always loved libraries. I like everything about them. I love librarians. I love the way the library smells. I just spend a lot of time in libraries my entire life so far, and I'm retired now. I have a pretty long professional career and working on teams. I'm a lot of experience working with teams like a board is, and I want to do everything I can to support the vibrancy and the longevity of the libraries in Anderson County, and to support the work of the librarians, and to just do what I can to help provide books that our young people and older people can continue to learn. I'm a lifelong learner, and just to have everything that is needed for people to learn. So many different things you can learn in a library, and I want to help stand for that and the residents of Anderson County and their ability to utilize these wonderful 4 county libraries.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Scarborough. I did not catch at the beginning. Did you state where you are from?
I live in Oak Ridge.
Live in Oak Ridge. Okay, thank you. I don't think I said that in the beginning. I was looking at the clock, so thank you for that.
I understand.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Next will be Charlotte Johnson.
Hi there. For those that don't know me, I'm Charlotte Johnson. I was born and raised right here in Clinton. It's my hometown. I put 3 children through Anderson County schools, and now I'm a grandmother. So I own 2 businesses in Anderson County and right here in Clinton. I currently serve on the library board, and there's so many great things happening in our community and in our libraries. And we do work as a really good team. I've enjoyed it. I'm at a good place in my life to give back, and this is my service. But I would appreciate your vote and putting me back on. Thank you.
Right. Ms. Johnson, did you state where you're from? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I am Strader Road in Powell.
Okay.
That's Anderson County.
Okay. All right, and the third applicant is Sue Lasky.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sue Lasky. I live on Holbrook Lane in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, which is quite well represented tonight, all the Oak Ridgers, yeah. And I have been asked to apply to be on the library board for several reasons. One of the things is that even though I'm a mom and a grandma, all that stuff, I'm also a lifelong learner, and I'm totally into that. I have degrees from several community colleges and started out in elementary ed, and then I went to a business, and I ended up with an MBA from University of Tennessee, where I taught for a while. I taught management, and I'll tell you about that in just a few minutes. But I'm also still in school at this stage of my life with Oracle over in Oak Ridge. If you don't know about that, I will be glad to do a commercial. It is just a great program. I started out working at PBS not very long ago, maybe 10 years or so, where I started programs working with our local libraries. And I would bring in Clifford, the big red dog, and we would have summer fairs where kids would come in and sign up for the summer reading programs. And during that time, they asked me if I would consider serving on the library board, which I did. And I did that for several years. Afterwards, they asked me if I would be the chair for the program at C.E. Weldon Library over in Martin, Tennessee. And during that time, we expanded our services, went to nursing homes to do readings and deliver books and we even went to the hospitals and left books in the waiting rooms so that people would know that we were there and that we had these services for them. We actually, when I was there, created an opportunity for a brand-new multi-million-dollar library, and it was all paid for by not only grants, but by people in the community who knew that this multifunctional library would be a great asset. So I personally think that libraries are one of the greatest things that we can do for the public, and we need to keep up with what's going on out there in the library world. Make sure that we are absolutely the best at customer service for them. And when I taught management at UT, I would tell my students that the best thing they could do as a manager is put good people in the job and let them do it. That if I'm doing their job for them, we don't need them. I can do the job. So I think that is a good policy. Our librarians know their area. They've been educated. They know how to run a library. And
thank you, Ms. Lasky. Thank you very much.
The end.
The end. Thank you. All right, Commissioners, can I have a motion to accept these three applications? I have a motion by Commissioner Foster, a second by Commissioner Anderson. Any questions or anything from the commissioners? Commissioner Val.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to address our board before we take the vote. I have a request. My request is going to be that you kindly reappoint Charlotte Johnson back to the library board. I've had the privilege of working with her now for almost a year. I have found her to be very dedicated to serving on the library board and serving the library system. A point I'd like to make is she was appointed to serve an unexpired term. She hasn't been on there for a full term yet. And bless her heart, it has been through a time of controversy over the last year, as you heard from a previous speaker. Regardless of what side of the fence that you're on, when we're setting up here and making decisions in the library system, the room is always, or appears had to have been filled with people who are for and against what some board members are trying to do. We're county commissioners. We get used to that. We develop thick skins. When I first started, I was told by my friend I better go down to Walmart and buy a thick skin when it's on sale, because you're going to have that to serve in elected office. library board members have to get used to that. They're not used to it like we are. Matter of fact, we just had one that resigned recently, due partly because of the pressure and the controversy. Ms. Johnson has proven that she will stay and still continue to serve the people even during times of chaos. And I, for one, appreciate that. Not speaking against the other two, don't know if they will or not, but I know for a fact Ms. Johnson will. So I would like to ask y'all to reappoint her to the board to finish out this term. Thank you.
All right.
Or start another term. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Commissioner Allen. We're going to do that next. We'll have a ballot, and we'll be doing that next, yes. All right. We have 3 really good applicants, and we will, oh, I'm sorry, you're correct. Thank you. All those in favor of accepting these applicants, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. All right, so as I was saying, we have 3 great applicants. Annette has a ballot for us with the names. Please put your name on there as the commissioner, and then check or circle the one that you are voting for. The first applicant that reaches 9 votes, which is a majority, will be the appointment. Thank you. Just one. Yes, we only have one seat available.
Scarborough. Commissioner Barron, Scarborough. Commissioner Capshaw, Scarborough. Commissioner Val, Johnson. Commissioner Isabel, Johnson. Commissioner Waddell, Johnson. Commissioner Yeager, Lasky. Commissioner McNabb, Johnson. Commissioner Vandergriff, Johnson. Commissioner Palmer, Johnson. Commissioner Beauchamps, Johnson. Commissioner Anderson, Lasky. Commissioner Foster, Johnson. Commissioner McCamey, Johnson. Commissioner White, Johnson. Commissioner Allen, Johnson.
Okay. Charlotte Johnson has 11.
Okay.
Catherine Scarborough is 3. And Sue Lasky is 2.
All right. Thank you, Annette, for the ballots, and Jeff, thank you so much for that. So Charlotte Johnson will be the commission appointment to the library board. Congratulations, Ms. Johnson. Thank you, ladies, for applying. We appreciate that. We don't have enough volunteers, so continue to keep an eye out and volunteer for these committees and boards, all right? Thank you so much. All right. Next, we will move on to the presentation of reports. Mayor Terry Frank.
Thank you, Chairman and Commissioners. First of all, thank you all to a very good discussion and from the public on those three resolutions. I know that's tough, and I really do appreciate the work of Planning Commission for getting this started. As you all noted, there are no regulations in place. So without that, it's important that we start work on that. The first three items I have, you can take them individually or together. The first one is I'm requesting a motion to confirm the appointment of Jessica Hyder to the Animal Shelter Advisory Committee. Just as a note, that I am filling that spot for the representative from an animal welfare nonprofit 501c3 corporation. She is a resident of Anderson County and serves as the Tennessee State Director of Humane World for Animals. I have verified that they are a 501c corporation in good standing. The second is a request for a motion to confirm the appointment of Oliver Springs Fire Chief Justin Bailey to the E911 Board, term expiring 1/30, and then a request to confirm the appointment of Melissa Chin to the Anderson County Conservation Board, term expiring 12/29. The fourth is a request to confirm the appointment of Carrie Adkin to the Anderson County Regional Solid Waste Board, term expires 9/29, and I attached, that one comes with a recommendation from the city of Oak Ridge.
All right, Commissioner Allen, what is your motion?
We could take them as a whole. There is one on the next page, Mayor, for the item number 8. Do you want to include that one?
I don't see which one you're
I don't
referring
see
to. I think
another.
these are the only appointments.
Yeah.
Take them as a whole.
All right. Is that your second, Commissioner McNabb? All right. We have a motion and a second to confirm these 4 appointments. All those, discussion. Commissioner Bochamp.
Yes, I'd like to address the public comments made on Melissa Chin for the appointment of this. I have known the Chins probably since I have moved back to Anderson County, and I can say that they are the most wonderful people. They have done everything that they can to help Anderson County and Oak Ridge. They're there for you whenever you need them, so I would denounce the remarks that were made against Melissa Chin. I would encourage everybody to appoint her. I think the mayor made a great recommendation of wanting to appoint her to this board, and I just want to put that out there, that they are wonderful people, and never had a problem out of them, and I think most of the commissioners up here in some way or form has had communication with Mr. Chin, and I think you would think the same way that I do. So I'd like to just say I denounce the comments made to him about him in the public comment section, and that you would appoint his wife, lovely wife, to this board.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Yes, ma'am.
So, and I do want to kind of follow up on that. There was a comment made that they were trying to take over Clark Center Park. That is inaccurate. Actually, the state of Tennessee is looking to make Clark Center Park a state park. Some of that is still a work in progress. I have met with Virginia Dale and Chuck Estes with Tennessee Blue Ways. Part of that is looking at a match from Anderson County. No one knows what that really means, so this is kind of a work in progress, but that did get approval this legislative session for Clark Center Park to be a state park. So just wanted to kind of clear the air on that one too.
Clark Center Park, is that part of the park system that the Conservation Board manages?
No, it's currently managed and operated, and the operations are funded by Department of Energy. So for that process of it becoming a state park would require DOE to transfer that to the state of Tennessee.
All right, thank you for the clarification. Any other discussion? All those in favor of these appointments, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Okay, the next item is status only, the monthly animal shelter statistics. The next item is a monthly newsletter. I started doing that, and I thought I would put that in there so that you all could see. And if you would like to see things in there, you'll note, if you looked at those 3, that I have put in there things that commission has done or things that commission is working on. So I'm happy to even increase their output, but I just wanted you all to see that. Number 7 is a very important status update. I want to make the commission and the public aware of 3 meeting opportunities that are scheduled by TDOT for further discussion around the I-40, I-75 West Knoxville Corridor Pell Study. And if you will look in your agenda packet, what this is about, this is the next step in what alternatives are being evaluated by TDOT. And I've got all that information in there. I definitely encourage folks to attend. As you know, this goes back to some of the alternatives that were looked at before, such as the Orange Route. So it's very important for commission and the public to be aware and try to make time to attend those meetings, at least one of them.
Mayor, let me interrupt you just a moment. Commissioner Barron, did you have a question?
Mayor?
Yes, sir.
My only comment is that this colored lettering that you used in the text on your newsletter,
Yes, sir.
it's a little difficult for people with vision problems. You go to black and you got more contrast, and lettering like a Helvetica bold,
Okay.
plain, that's easy to read would be better.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Barron.
And it does go out electronically, so the color in the agenda packet is kind of weird. So, but
A lot of people use that, it's very nice to have some color in there and everything like that. It does make it more difficult for people with vision loss.
thank you, sir. We'll make some updates.
Commissioner Capshaw.
I was speaking to just number 7. Thank you for bringing that up, because we had it on the highway agenda. We didn't have a quorum, so we canceled that meeting. But one thing of concern that I looked in that study too, that I wanted Anderson Countyans to know about, is I also saw in one of the proposals a toll plazas. So that was just something that I think we need to discuss, because I seen where it looks on the map that I zoomed in on, that there's a possibility that toll plazas could be on our side of the county line. So I just thought that was something to highlight too.
Yes, and that may be, they authorize choice lanes, which choice lanes you do pay for the ability to travel on that particular segment of road. And that's about a way to fund additional roadways and alleviate traffic at the same time. So that may be very much a part of that proposal. Thank you for pointing that out.
Thank you, Commissioner. All right, Mayor.
All right, the next is, I put in the agenda packet the updated Anderson County Strategic Plan. I was requesting a motion to approve that, although I submitted my report prior to operations minutes coming out, and I did note that they wanted to discuss it there, so I'll just leave that up to the board, however you want to handle that, if you want to send that back or if you want to approve it, so.
All right, let's pause just a moment. Commissioner Wandell, I did not see. Did you have a question on this or the previous one?
Previous.
Okay.
Is it okay?
Yes.
Mayor, could you read the dates that the meetings are going to take place for TDOT so everybody at home will know when they are?
Yes, sir. Monday, June 29th, from 5 to 7 Eastern at the Pellissippi State Community College. Tuesday, June 30th, 5 to 7 p.m. at the Knoxville Public Works Service Center. And Wednesday, July 1st, from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Farragut Community Center, Jamestown Boulevard in Farragut.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman.
Yes. All right, so the mayor has put forth a request to approve the updated Anderson County Strategic Plan or wait for operations. Is there a motion to do that? We have a motion by Commissioner McCamey. What is your motion? Oh, is there, I'm sorry. I know, I'm sorry. So we have a motion by Commissioner Foster to approve the plan?
Yep.
All right, do we have a second? Commissioner Yeager. Now for discussion.
Now,
McCamey.
You're on the board.
I'd like to change the one word in that and make it a motion to accept the plan. We will approve things as we need to.
Okay.
I don't think we need to approve the entire plan at this point. We've had plans in the past that we never implemented. And I think there may be some things, yes, that we may not really want to implement,
All right.
So I would like to make a motion to change the word approve
All right.
to accept.
I'll
second that.
How does the maker, is that okay? Yes? All right.
Speak anyway. I believe that's the way it was brought out of operations anyway, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Accept instead of approve.
Just to accept the
Yeah,
plan.
Yeah.
All right. Any other discussion on accepting the updated Anderson County Strategic Plan? Commissioner Wendell?
Thank you, Chairman. I may have missed it. I looked through my notes. I haven't seen the plan in the minutes or the agenda packet. Does everybody know what we're voting on to approve?
Yes, the plan is in the agenda packet.
It's in this agenda packet?
Yes,
What
sir.
page?
Somebody want to look that up real quick?
It was a large attachment.
Yeah.
Might have gotten gummed in your system, Commissioner.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I'd be more comfortable to see it go back to operations for discussion, but sounds like we're voting on accepting it, not approving it.
Was it a separate attachment, Annette, do you know? Or was it in the packet? I know I saw it when we had the paper copy. Is there electronic a copy? Okay. Did you send a separate email? Because it was a large document. Do you know if you were able to do that? Okay. All right. Has, commissioners, have you seen the updated, the strategic plan work, plan? Yes.
I sent
Here's
out
some-
an electronic copy back when we got the original document and brought a hard copy to operations that night. So everybody did receive a copy by email or a hard copy at operations. But this has been months ago. But
Okay.
I did send it out to everybody for the ones that weren't at operations that night. Everybody got an electronic copy.
Okay. All right. So we have a motion on the floor to accept the strategic plan that was part of the workshop, that came out of the workshop that we had back in the fall, correct? Any other discussion? All those in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Motion passes. Thank you,
Next,
Mayor.
I just wanted to put this in front of you because I received an email from Joseph Crenshaw. I've enclosed the notice of surplus of the Evans Federal Building to determine if Anderson County has an interest in the attached property. The property described in the enclosed notice has been determined to be surplus to the needs of the federal government. It is therefore available for conveyance to non-federal public bodies and eligible nonprofit organizations as described in the notice. And I just wanted to put that in front of you since that was emailed, and if Anderson County does have an interest in it, I do have to notify them as any expression of interest in the property, so.
All right, commissioners, I hope you've seen that. Does anyone have any questions, I guess, or Commissioner Isbell?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chairman. Is this something that do we have time to take it to operations to discuss it fully? And what would we do with the building?
Well, I mean, so I do know that the city of Oak Ridge has expressed some interest. I don't know, maybe some of the Oak Ridge representatives know more. Yeah, and I didn't feel it was up to me, to withhold it from you. I needed to put it in front of you to see if the county had any interest in it. Okay. So, I don't know, it's 158,000 square feet on 10.93 acres. It's the huge federal building.
In Oak Ridge.
Me, I would like to see us surplus some of our own property and not acquire any additional property, but that's just me. That's just one voice.
Commissioner Foster.
And Commissioner Isbell, it is May 29th is the date of the notice, and it says 30 days from it. So I was thinking the same thing, send to operations, but we don't got time. So, but I'm also moving on with some property.
Commissioner Varon.
Yeah, and this in the packet and everything, I reached out to Oak Ridge Housing Authority, and they haven't done any discussions with the city on it and everything like that. But I just wonder, what could we use it for, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, we obviously need housing, you know, stuff like that. And it kind of specified like for homelessness. Now then, what we're allowed to do under that, she said that there were several different approaches and stuff like that, but I don't know whether the building would be even suitable for remodeling, you know, that sort of thing. But it's something it takes some time to search into.
And I am supposed to have a phone call with Mr. Crenshaw. It's on the week of the 22nd. I can circulate some more information, and if any commissioners, if I get more updates on the timeline, I can send that out to the commissioners, and we could always have a special called meeting if some commissioners do have some type of interest.
All right. Commissioner Foster, you have a motion.
I got a question and a motion.
Okay.
If we say yes, we're interested, we're not tied to it, do we have to tell them what we want it for, or just, and the only reason I even saying this is because of maybe potential of keeping it from going to something we don't want it to. I'm all for Oak Ridge if they're interested, but if we say no, then we have no say in it. So that would be my only thing, to make a motion that, hey, just say, yeah, we are interested, and not that we really want to do anything with it, but it also kind of guide what could be done.
So what would that look like, Mayor? You would just send a letter saying that we are interested, want more information?
I'm not experienced in this particular area, so I do have a call with him to find out more of those
I
details.
mean, if it's just something general,
Yeah.
like, hey, yeah, we're interested in this, to put our interest in, then come back, we actually want to do something.
Okay.
That would be my motion, that, hey, we just put it out there because we got less than 30 days to make that decision. We got less than 30 days to make that decision. That way, we're not just handcuffing ourselves saying, hey, we're not interested, and lo and behold, maybe there's a joint partnership with Oak Ridge on something. So
Okay.
it can't hurt us, right, to say, yes, we're interested in this? Anybody have to say on this thought? Nobody?
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Foster, second by Commissioner McCamey. Discussion, Commissioner Isbell.
Well, I'd like to put Commissioner Yeager on the spot and see what he thinks.
I have not heard of any official decision or request for this building. It's just been the rumor mill is all I've heard over the last couple of years. The building is still occupied. There's one floor that did not get moved over to the Leidos building, so it's not going to be available for 2 or 3 years anyway. So I suppose there's no harm in sending something like that, but I'll just put a personal preference. I would like to see Oak Ridge put a claim into it, just like this, just in case they want to make that their new city hall or whatever you want to call it. So, but I've not heard anything official.
Okay, and that's what I thought that they may have an interest in, and I wouldn't want to I wouldn't want them to think that we're trying to override them or do something, but I would be in support of something for the city of Oak Ridge to
Yeah.
use that, because
That would be my preference too.
I can see a
but
lot of things
yeah,
happening.
Commissioner Val.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I don't know if y'all been watching the news lately, but it's budget season. And we've been having some interesting budget committee meetings. And the employees of our county have been watching us to see what we're going to do as far as a possible pay raise go. And I know the BOT is kind of a different animal, but the Board of Trustees wanted to help our employees by holding off on any kind of increase on their insurance and benefits. I'm going to be a no vote on this tonight, just so our employees know that we're not considering the purchase of another building. And I was going to make the comment that we shouldn't be in the real estate business, but it kind of feels like we are anyway, despite our best efforts. I I just don't see a need in even going this far with it tonight. If the city needs to buy it and they got a good use for it, then bless their hearts, let them have it. I really don't see where it would wind up being a benefit to the county. So I'm going to be a no vote on this. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner. Mayor?
I do have some clarification, so in refreshing, if you look at the second page, or page number 4, it does say if we do submit any kind of notice, it says we must disclose the contemplated use of the property. So I guess that would,
I will remove my motion.
yeah.
Okay, withdraw your second. All right, so we have no motion on the floor. All right, let's move on to the next item.
Okay, the next item is I'm requesting a motion to approve a proclamation honoring the Improved Benevolent Order of the Elks. This will be presented on June 27th in Oak Ridge, and that is attached.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Capshaw, second by Commissioner Isabel. Any discussion on this motion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, and the next item, I wanted to put in there was a discussion about a Conservation Board meeting that took place at Operations, and I wanted to provide documentation of the lack of quorum for Conservation Board. You will note in there that the board did have a quorum up until Sunday, and so on Sunday, a member said they could not attend. There were two other members that could not attend, but on Sunday, the quorum fell apart. So on Monday morning, the meeting was canceled. And I also wanted to point out that the agenda that was distributed on Wednesday did have, before any call to order, a scheduled presentation from Type 1 Fusion. So I just wanted that to be put in front of the board, and then also for the public to be able to see that as well.
All right, thank you.
Then the last item that you all added under new business, thank you so much, is the DOE payment in lieu of issue. So on March the 16th, meeting in regular session, you, the Anderson County Board of Commissioners, approved contract number 260114. That was the agreement for Department of Energy for a request for payment in lieu of taxes for the use of 11,464 acres, and the request amount was $701,408.80. DOE responded and has asked, what we do is Anderson County works with Roane County and the city of Oak Ridge, but the two property assessors must agree at a value that is submitted to DOE. DOE, in response to our request, has asked for a specific calculation method. Anderson County, Roane County, and the city of Oak Ridge have recalculated that based on the requested methodology. So, the Anderson County Property Assessor and the Roane County Property Assessor must agree on a value, and they are currently working on that. So Anderson County has our value, Roane County has their value. Each has a very close calculation, but as of the meeting this evening, I don't have that final number that has been agreed upon between those two. However, that value will be higher, thus the request for payment will be slightly higher. On Friday afternoon, June 12th, property assessors of both Roane and Anderson County met, along with City Manager Randy Heeman and his staff, as well as County Mayor Cresswell from Roane County and myself, to review all the calculations. Because this is a timely issue and we want to get this second request submitted so that hopefully we can get our payment, I would like to request a motion to authorize the county mayor to amend the agreement with DOE to reflect an updated value per acre for the DOE PILT request once received by the property assessor, and contingent upon that PILT request being higher. So I just put that in there so that you would know it wouldn't be anything lower, but it would be a higher amount.
Okay.
So.
We have a motion by Commissioner Smallridge, second by Commissioner Foster, to authorize the mayor to accept or to negotiate.
Amend the agreement with
Amend the
DOE
agreement.
to reflect an updated value per acre.
All right.
Yep.
Discussion, Commissioner Vandergriff.
I'll need to abstain from this vote because I'm a contractor to DOE.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Do we need to have a board vote on this? There's not a dollar amount or anything attached, right?
It's, I mean, it's not, we did it under, it's a contract that was approved through, went through the purchasing committee, well, the budget committee, up through full commission for approval. And so, I don't think so, but I mean, I would defer to the parliamentarian. But I do have this language that I can send to Annette for the exact wording so that
Okay.
you all.
I would do it just so it's on the record.
Okay.
Yeah.
Commissioner Wandell.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I guess I'm a bit confused. I understand what you're saying, and I understand what DOE's saying, but just for us to pass a motion to give you the right to do that doesn't obligate us to getting more money or less money, but it's an unknown. And I'm not comfortable with that. I'd rather have seen written documentation on what's being proposed. It seems like they had meetings, you said, with the property assessors, and it seems like we would have been able to have something here tonight to review. I think 11,434 acres for $701,000 is just ridiculous. This isn't 1955 anymore. And our school system needs money. I think we should be arguing and fighting for money for our school system along with the property tax dollars. It's my understanding the city of Oak Ridge gets additional funds for the schools. We don't. We just get the 701. And then, you know, we really don't even know what the number is. It could be more, but we don't know what that number is. And I'd like to know what the number is going to be. I'd like to know, Chairman, I'd like to know what we're voting on. I understand we're voting on to give the mayor the authority to negotiate, I guess, but I'm not comfortable giving her the authority to negotiate and then close the deal without us knowing. Maybe I'm missing a part, and I'll listen.
Mayor.
Madam Chairman, just to respond to that, the mayor doesn't create that number. The property assessor is charged with the valuation. They must base that number on calculations, but what I'm sharing with you is that calculation, so property assessor Alley has that number, and the Roane County property assessor has a number, and those two must agree on a final. Basically, what they try to do is average that at that point. Specifically in my motion, I spelled out that it would be contingent upon the PILT request being higher. So I am telling you that that value is going to be higher, and if it were lower, that motion doesn't authorize that, I would have to come back. If we do have to wait on that number being agreed upon, then it's going to be another 30 days, and that's another 30 days before I get the request to DOE submitted. So if we can get the funds in time up until August, we can make those apply to this fiscal year where they're needed. So that's why I'm doing that.
All right, thank you. Any other discussion? Will you read the motion one more time, and we will do, we'll have a roll call vote.
Sure. I would like to request a motion to authorize the county mayor to amend the agreement with DOE, contract number 260114, to reflect an updated value per acre for the DOE PILT request once received by the property assessor, contingent upon the PILT request being higher.
Thank you. Commissioner Wandell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mayor, could we at least ask them to give us more money? I mean, we have EMS needing more money, got the sheriff's department needing more money. Could we at least just ask them to make a one-time increase to Anderson County, since the last one was in 1989 or 1991, I can't remember. And, you know, I know it's one-time money and all that, but I think all the new business is going into Roane County. Anderson County isn't really seeing anything other than residential or shopping, and I get that, but we're not seeing any taxes generating from these new businesses. And I just would like for us to consider at least asking. I mean, it could go to the EMS. We need new EMS units. The sheriff needs more money. I think this is a prime time to at least ask, unless you're not comfortable asking. I mean, I don't know. And if you need a motion, I'll make an amendment to that and ask it.
Well, I think that would need to be a separate issue, and we could definitely approach that. I know, for instance, I even had a conversation with some of the folks at the lab. Dr. Streifer definitely wants to work with our Anderson County school system on some of the future needs for workforce, and they've been working with the city of Oak Ridge, but they would love to expand that to Roane County and Anderson County. But this payment in lieu of is very specific, and it must be based on the calculations for the acreage. So if we want to bring that up, under, at another time, under what that would be for, what that request, but it shouldn't be married to this particular request.
Thank you. Commissioner Isbell.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I think in this request, it does say that is a definite increase in the bill.
Based on the calculations from the Roane County Property Assessor and the Anderson County, and they are following what DOE has said, how the calculation should be tabulated based on sales and all of those things, it is higher.
Okay, but that's part of the contingency, is that it will be higher.
Yes.
The request, and based on everybody else's values going up so much, I think we might do all right.
Commissioner McCamey.
Do you know when it dropped from 1.5 million to 700,000?
Oh, gosh, I've put in front of this committee, I didn't bring it tonight, but, I mean, I don't know when it was 1.5 million. I mean, I just don't remember. I don't have that memorized on the spreadsheet.
I know at one time they gave us 10 years worth, $15
Oh,
million.
yes.
And that's all we've got to show for it.
Yeah.
Jolly Building.
I think I ran across that somewhere. I think it was $9 million, 9 point some million, that Anderson County received. That's what I thought, but I can look that.
15 million.
Okay,
1.5 million per year for 10 years.
okay.
We got $15 million, and the majority of it went to the schools. The only physical thing we have to show for that 15 million is the Jolly Building. But it was 1.5 million for several years, and then all of a sudden it started to drop, and we sent delegations to Washington to talk with our people up there, try to get it raised, but it's continued to drop over the years. And I don't understand it.
I think the request, I mean, I have a couple of huge binders on the payment in lieu of with all the historical documents. I think the big payment was intended to eliminate future payment in lieu of taxes. And then what happened is then, I guess there was an agreement to continue that, and the Atomic Energy Act governs what that payment in lieu of should be and how it should be calculated, and DOE says it's discretionary. Now, that could be, if someone at Department of Energy wanted to say they're not going to pay it anymore, I'd say that would cause a lot of disruption in communities and energy communities around the nation. But that number has been very low, and I know that it's come up over the years, and I guess that's based on county values and our taxes and things like that. So I'll be happy to circulate that again, that spreadsheet that shows the payments over the years. Some of the DOE operations are actually paying taxes. So for instance, New Hope Center, if you combine the payment in lieu of, and I don't know what it is this year, but if you combined DOE's payment in lieu of, and then you add in the taxes they are paying on New Hope Center, I think Jack Case might also be under that. They are paying tax payments, and it made them at one point in time our top taxpayer in Anderson County. But we just look at it separately because one's a payment in lieu of, and another is because it's under a lease agreement. So I can get those numbers for you too.
Any other discussion? Yes, sir.
Is this just majority or two-thirds?
Good question. It was added to the agenda. 2/3? I think majority? Majority. Thank you. All right, let's go to the board to vote. Motion passes. Thank you.
And that is all I have on my agenda. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mayor. All right, let's get on to the budget and purchasing report. Director Holbrook.
I had a question.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dr. Smallridge, yes.
Yeah, I wonder, would it be worth following up on Commissioner Wandell's point about increasing the base amount of payment from, DOE? It's, with what's happening in our community, in our county with nuclear things, it might be, we could make a case that we ought to be getting some additional funds. So, anyway, I think we should consider that.
Maybe something to put in operations, under the operations committee?
Absolutely.
Maybe they could take that up?
I also
Or
know-
budget, it'd be budget.
I also know the state of Tennessee has submitted an application for the Nuclear Innovation I'm forgetting the acronym, but Innovation Campus. And part of that was we submitted a lot of estimated upgrades that are needed in our county, from water systems to schools to EMA. And so we have put a lot of information in front of them on what the needs are in Anderson County, Roane County, and the city of Oak Ridge, so that they're briefed on, our infrastructure needs. So we can continue that conversation.
Did you write that down, Director Holbrook? Thank you. All right, go ahead.
All right, thank you. Cash and fund balance report, ending May 31st, 2026. For the general fund, unassigned fund balance, $11,027,835. The total fund balance of $14,112,975. Cash, $19,511,941. The general purpose school fund, fund balance, $10.4 million. Cash, $15,530,681. Any questions on the cash and fund balance report?
I don't, Commissioner Isbell.
Yeah, hey, Robbie, on our, and I've heard about this in budget, compared to last year, where are we at?
As far as cash goes, we're $4.2 million less than last year.
And what's the reason behind that?
One of it, about $1 million is the opioid funds, because we moved them from the general fund to a different fund, but our revenues have been more stagnant more this year.
When you say that, our sales tax has increased.
It has increased some. Yes.
Okay, and it's even more than last year, but we're still $3 million behind in revenue.
We've also are spending more funds.
Okay.
I can tell you exactly. So just in the general, through June 15th, revenues, we've collected $41,565,323 in revenues. And this year, through June 15th, we spent $46,009,720, which is a difference of $4.4 million. So we spent more than we've collected.
All right, okay, I get it now.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Sales tax, and Commissioner Isabel is correct. We are trending up in sales tax this year. For this month, April, $4.9 million, a 7.2 increase from last April. And the county portion, $4.8 6.8% increase. And at the bottom, you can see our projected numbers, which all three departments are funds that receive sales tax. The general fund increase is projected to be $150,000 this year. The highway, almost $90,000, and the schools, $850,000 projected increase. Any questions on the sales tax?
I don't see any.
Excuse me?
We don't have any.
Okay,
Go ahead.
thank you.
Thanks.
ARPA projects report. Still have 6 projects remaining, have to be completed by December of '26. Total interest available is $40,587. Any questions on the ARPA projects? I feel like we've been holding on to these same 6 projects for the last 6 months, but we're close. And on the grant report, we did add 3 new grants, 1 from tourism and 2 from EMA from last month.
All right, Commissioner Isbell.
For the folks at home, could you read out the grant, how much we've received?
Sure, I'd be glad to. Federal through state, $12,295,640. State, $13,358,389. Federal direct, $1.8 million. Grant total funds this year, $27,514,029. Indirect cost recovery, $23,795, which comes back to the county budget as far
Okay.
as.
And of those grants, is all those, that's all 100% grant money, or was that a 60/40?
Those are, you can see the amount of matching funds. It's in the 5th column there.
Yeah, I see that.
I don't think that's included in the grant funds, but it may be. I'll have to ask that question to John, our grant coordinator. And I do know a lot of these are reimbursable grants, and which could be another reason. We do have some rather large grant projects currently taking place, and we pay up front and then we get reimbursed.
And then we get reimbursed,
Yes,
and that
so-
would come back off the revenue as well.
Yes.
I understand. Thank you.
That's a good-looking report. A lot of hard work there.
Sure is.
Commissioner Wandell.
I think the mayor had some. Go ahead, Mayor.
Oh.
I was just going to say to Robbie's point there, and Commissioner Isabel, so for instance, on our Department of Health, we just got, Robbie's agenda was already out, and we just got $427,000 reimbursement on our Department of Health grant. So, I mean,
Yes.
that's just one particular grant for the remodeling of the health department.
Right, and then that'd make us look better.
Yes.
Right, because we spent those funds and now we're getting reimbursed. So it comes in large sums sometimes. And they're usually further behind as far as reimbursement goes for us. But yes, Commissioner Wonder.
Did someone want to speak?
I thought Tracy.
Tracy? Sorry.
That's okay, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate the next column, because that's what I was going to ask you, and I've just read it. So we're not too far off, and with what the mayor just said, we're almost on track for what we did last year at $28,922,507, I guess. $28,922,507. Robbie, what I'd like to do is, if you could, I'd be curious, in the last 5 years, the monies turned back in, specifically from the EMS and the sheriff's office. I'd like to know what that number is. It seems like the last few years, that kind of drags out for a period of time. And I just want to get a snapshot of what it's been in the previous years. And I'm not advocating you're doing anything wrong at the budget committee or anything like that. I just would like to really know, what is that number? What's the average? So we can look at this year's budget and try to make a good guess, I guess you could say.
Sure.
And I guess my question will be to the budget committee as we move forward, why couldn't we just let the EMS and the sheriff's office take their rollover funds and use that to give bonuses, pay increases, and I know it's one-time money and I get it, but let them set up a plan to where they can encourage themselves to operate very well like they do, and then at the end, they can use those funds to help fund the next year. I mean, it seems like every year they turn in a pretty good amount of money, and I don't know why we just don't let them use that going into next year's budget.
Right. Well, Commissioner Wandell, this commission and budget committee passed a motion to approve $3,200 retention payments for the sheriff's department this year with rollover funds.
This year.
this year, this fiscal year coming, I mean, in June. We will make that payment next week. And the EMS does not have the rollover funds like that.
Okay.
There's a big difference, and of course, the sheriff's department has 4 different departments compared to 1 for EMS, but,
All right,
but
thank you.
yes, that was passed already.
Okay.
Thank you, Robbie. Did someone call my name? I thought I heard you, sorry.
Robbie, 1.7 million all over sheriff's department?
This fiscal year?
Yeah.
We are open till August, our books are, so we still have a lot of spending to go for as far as our budgets are concerned. And our payroll, last payroll is this week in June, and then we have a full 2-week accrual because the next 2 weeks are both June weeks, so we bring that back to June as well.
It's been right at over $1 million every year for the last 5 or 6 years.
For the sheriff's department?
Yeah.
I have that. I can't answer that for sure as far as, I have it in a document that I provided. I think Commissioner Wandell asked for that for every department, and I provided that. But I can look at that and report back on that.
Well, I think at one of his meetings or something, he said he turned in like
Yeah, I think he said.
$7 or $8 million. I was like, you've been in there 8 years, it's $1 million a year. Are we over budgeting? I mean, why would you have an extra $1 million that you didn't need?
They have a lot of fluctuation or turnover in their employees. I mean, especially at the detention facility. I mean, that's been going on for years. It's hard for us to keep those employees at that detention facility. And this year, the deputies as well have, sheriff salaries across all the counties, cities have become a lot more competitive.
I understand that, and that's why this commission approved the $3,200.
Yes.
I guess you call it a one-time bonus.
Right.
Or retention. I think he called it a retention
Yes, sir.
bonus. But, if we're having $1 million every year that we're not using.
I would say most of that is payroll and benefits as far as the rollover funds go.
Thank you.
Commissioner Isbell.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. That's a different question. Robbie, where would I find the cost per square foot on our county buildings that we maintain? Do you have anything like that? The operational, the insurance?
Tennessee Risk Management, when we pay not really. I can check into that as far as our risk management bill goes for our buildings insurance. We may have some kind of formula there as
Yeah,
far as.
well, what I'm talking about is, the maintenance, the insurance, the utilities, what it costs us per square foot for our buildings.
Yes. I'll have to get back with you on that. I haven't.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Val.
Never mind, Lord told me shut up. Thank you.
Commissioner Beauchamp.
He didn't tell me to shut up. We're having a budget meeting tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Hopefully, we'll pass a budget so the fake news media will stop talking about us, saying that we're going to raise taxes, which nobody on Budget Commission has said that at all. I think we've all said that we don't want to raise it. So I look forward to all the commissioners coming tomorrow night so we can hopefully pass that budget, and I look forward to everybody's comments.
Thank
So do
you. Any other discussion? All right, let's go on.
All right. Contracts. There is one contract, Browder Properties. It's a fleet service lease agreement for the building they are currently leasing.
All right, I need a motion to approve this contract. I have a motion by Commissioner Allen, second by Commissioner Allen to just approve Browder Properties,
Yes.
correct? All right. Any discussion on this contract? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, and the second is EMS radios, requesting approval to donate a total of 10 mobile radios to 2 neighboring EMS departments and 1 neighboring rescue squad. 4 to Morgan County EMS, 3 to Morgan County Volunteer Rescue Squad, and 3 to Scott County.
I have a motion by Commissioner Allen to approve this surplus request, second by Commissioner Yeager. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, moving on to budget amendments, appropriations from the school department. There are two of those, number 23 and 24.
I need a motion by Commissioner Yeager to approve these transfer appropriations, second by Commissioner Allen. Any discussion? Commissioner Capshaw.
Actually, I hit that, sorry.
I understand. Any discussion? All right, let's go to the board to vote. Motion passes.
Okay, transfers from the school department. There are two of those, both involving payroll, one from special ed and one from physical services.
We have a motion by Commissioner Allen, second by Commissioner Capshaw to approve these transfers. Any discussion? Seeing none, let's go to the board to vote. Motion passes.
Okay, Group 6 appropriations, non-school. There are 19 of those, 4 from the Highway Department, 1 from Tourism, 10 from the Finance Department, mostly dealing with grants, as we discussed earlier. 1 from the library, 1 from Solid Waste, the Sheriff's Department, and the Mayor's Department.
We have a motion by Commissioner Capshaw to approve these appropriations, second by Commissioner Allen. Any discussion? Seeing none, let's go to the board to vote. Motion passes.
Okay, there is one appropriation that affects the general fund unassigned fund balance, and it's to increase the general fund's trustees commission $20,000 from unassigned. And if we do not spend those funds, they will roll back into fund balance.
All right. We have a motion by Commissioner Allen, second by Commissioner Foster to approve this appropriation. Any discussion? Seeing none, let's go to the board to vote. Motion passes.
Thank you. And Group 8 transfers, there are 12 of those, both payroll and major line items, and some both payroll and major line items for approval.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Allen, second by Commissioner Smallridge to approve these transfers. Any discussion? Seeing none, let's go to the board to vote. Commissioner Allen. Motion passes.
Thank you. Under Section A, opioid contracts, the motion was to approve 16 applicants whose funding requests were approved by the opioid committee, and that motion did pass.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Isabel, second by Commissioner Allen to approve these opioid contracts, correct? Any discussion? Seeing none, let's go to the board to vote. Motion passes.
Okay, I would like to add too that there is a meeting this Thursday, opioid committee meeting at 4:30 in this room, and I was able to contact all the award winners and invite them, so can't promise you they'll be here, but they were invited. All right, Section B, the Tennessee Veterans Museum Fund. I presented an agreement drafted by the law director between the Tennessee Veterans Museum, a 501c3 organization, and the Veterans Service Office. The agreement provides for the acceptance of donated funds and restrict their use to the day-to-day operations of the Tennessee Veterans Museum. Commissioner Palmer, seconded by Commissioner Allen, to approve the agreement pending Mayor Frank's review and signature. And I think Mr. Brooks passed out a different agreement tonight, or did? Made revisions, the revisions requested from the Budget Committee.
Mayor?
Yes, Mr. Brooks, what he changed in there is the language prior sounded like we were taking over an existing Veterans Museum, and we clarified that, and Mr. Brooks has changed that to whereas TVM, the Tennessee Veterans Museum, desires to transfer assets donated to it for the preservation of veterans' artifacts to the VSO, and VSO has agreed to accept the transfer of these assets for the care and preservation of veteran artifacts. So that clarified what was brought up at Budget Committee.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Brooks.
Also, earlier tonight, we did pass a budget amendment for $10,019.20. That was the donation, and it's been restricted. So in order to go for any improvement or anything in the veterans, it would have to come back to this committee to move to a budget code to pay that out of. So Commission does control those funds as well.
All right, thank you.
But
Do you need a motion?
yeah, and a second on that agreement, on the,
Oh, okay.
the agreement that, I think Commissioner Wandell requested that in the Operations Committee, and I guess we need to approve that agreement.
Okay, the agreement. All right. Do I have a motion to approve the agreement? Commissioner Allen makes the motion, second by Commissioner Capshaw. Any discussion on this item? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. And under Section C, proposed budgets, we did have a lot of budget discussions. A couple of motions were made and failed. One motion did pass, and that is that we are having a meeting tomorrow, a special called budget meeting tomorrow, June 16th at 4 p.m. in this room to discuss the 26-27 fiscal year budget, proposed budget. So,
All right, and so you need a motion to approve.
I don't think so.
You don't need it for that one? Okay.
All right, and last, you will see under 10 additional items not discussed during the Budget Committee meeting. I've added 4 additional budget amendments. This is the month of June, and we are trying to make things work. 2 transfers, one from the mayor's office for $3,000 and the sheriff's department for $2,000. A general fund EMS department transfer that involves payroll for $6,500, and a finance department that's transferring insurance benefits for $16,700.
All right, I need a motion to approve these items, these transfers. I have a motion by Commissioner McCamey, second by Commissioner Anderson. Any discussion? Seeing none, let's go to the board and vote on this. Motion passes.
Okay, and the last thing I have for you tonight is a pre-application for a grant from the DA's office that is up to $1 million. There is no match, and there also could be an in-kind for the county as far as ready to recoup some funds, indirect cost. So the purpose of the grant is to support prosecuting agencies in assigning, hiring prosecutors to serve full-time as special assistant United States attorneys. These cross-design prosecutors will investigate and prosecute fraud and other crimes. This grant program is intended to strengthen investigative and prosecution capacity, expand intergovernmental coordination, and enhance the ability of jurisdictions to investigate and prosecute fraud and other crimes.
All right, so we have a motion by Commissioner McNabb, second by Commissioner Capshaw to approve this grant application. General Clark, would you like to come forward and?
Thank you for a moment to address this. I was approached by the Department of Justice with this grant opportunity. It would be a 3-year grant. It would pay 100% of the cost of a prosecutor to be assigned to the U.S. Attorney's Office. That person would work for Anderson County and would be selected by the DA and the U.S. Attorney. They would be prosecuting cases from Anderson County. The federal system and the state system operate in parallel, and some offenses are more serious, require more resources, and would be more appropriate for federal court. This would give us an extra tool to enhance public safety here in Anderson County. There's 0 cost, 0 requirement that we continue the employment after the 3 years have expired. So it seemed like a wonderful opportunity. The downside is that there is a deadline of the 22nd to submit the application. So what I would be asking for is the authority for me to draft the grant and for the mayor to sign it and submit it. But that is inconsequential in as much as it would come back to you for approval as a contract.
All right. Any discussion on this grant? All right, seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Thank you.
Motion passes. What, Mayor? I'm sorry.
Make sure that authorization is in there, because that'll be critical for me signing all those documents.
Okay. Can we get that? All right, thank you. All right. Is there anything else, Robbie?
I don't have anything else, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, next on the agenda is the Director of Schools, and we have an appointment he's going to tell us about.
Yes, the board approved Don Bell to be part of the task force for the Claxton School.
All right, awesome. So we approved the last one, so we have a motion by Commissioner Isabel, a second by Commissioner Foster to accept this appointment of Don Bell. Any discussion? No. Good choice. All right. Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
And that task force, we've set that meeting up for the fourth Monday of every month at 4:30 at the school board, so, and it's open to the public.
And the first one is June
22nd.
22nd at 4:30?
Yep.
All right. How about your report? You don't have a report. Does anyone have any questions for?
School's out. We graduated them. They moved on.
Yes. Commissioner Anderson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Principal Wade at ACCTC reached out. He's applying for the grant for the heavy equipment.
Yes, yes.
I was going to write a letter of support for that, but I thought you might want to talk about it a little and
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
Commissioner the Mayor might
We're
want to
working with
write one
the
too.
mayor's office on that. It's an ARC grant, and it's to go to the next level. As you know, we have the simulators right now. We're working on getting those. But this would be to actually buy the heavy equipment and put it on a pad where the students can get that next certification. So that's what we're working on right now. So we hope to, we've already put in the, that we want it, and so now we're writing the grant, the proposal. That's what we're writing right now. Yes. So.
All right. Any other questions for Dr. Perry? Commissioner Isbell.
Yeah, I think this is very important because that's, kind of the business that I deal in as well. And there's such a big need for heavy equipment operators. And this is the next step for that away from the simulator. Simulators are good, but the actual equipment's even better. So would you need a letter from this entire body? Would that help? I mean,
I don't know yet. I'll get with the mayor and we'll find out.
okay, because I would certainly, like.
Unless y'all want to vote to approve it or something, I don't know. This is one that, it comes because of the way it is, because the coal plant went out, and that's why we're able to do that. It's trying to put that back in. But I think the other thing is going to be good too is that, as you know, Anderson County Schools now has a diesel program. And so they will be able to work on it too. I want to thank Gary Long. He gave us an old backhoe that was wore out. So they took it apart and put it back together. It still runs.
I actually have one of those diesel students that's co-oping or working in my shop through the summer. He's excellent.
Good deal.
He's better than, some of these 40 and 50-year-old guys that are.
That's great.
Commissioner Vandergriff.
I just wanted to mention, Anderson County High School also had one of the 4 state finalists for the 1776
Yes.
Award for Civics, with Gavin Dagenhart.
Yes, yes. And then too, as you know, we're doing a food giveaway on every Friday, and that is at Andersonville Elementary School, Lake City Middle School, and Grand Oaks. Last week, they gave away 25,000 meals. They run out at every one of them run out of food. So when they come, they get 7 breakfasts, 7 lunches it's from anybody in Anderson County that is a year old to 18, and as long as they sign up, they don't have to be in the car. They just show up there and they can get that. So I think Ray Owens has done a great job with that. So we do it 4 weeks, and so next week, this Friday will be the 3rd week.
Commissioner Capshaw.
I have a question about the summer learning camps. How long do they run during the summer?
They run for 4 weeks. They go through this Thursday. They go 4 weeks at 4 days a week.
Okay, thank you.
We have 470 elementary students and 70 middle school students coming to that.
Awesome.
I can give you a report. I just figured you was tired.
Well, we are going to take a recess. If no one has any questions for Dr. Parrott, we'll take a 10-minute recess. We've been sitting here for right at 2 hours. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I remember Donald Trump. I said, "Oh, hey, it's Anthony."
Oh, it's good to see you. I'm gonna hit my house. Good to see you too.
You doing what you're doing?
Y'all heard what Jerry said about you. I know it.
Michael?
It's the one right on the corner. Yeah. Used to be at Kids Flowers back there. Yeah, so that floor, that real nice one. Yeah. It's good location. Yeah. I say you got years. Yeah. Keep going. It changed your mind. I would see this going on with children. It'd be a heavy, I need to sell a lot of little trinkets later that week. I need to sell a lot of them. But we're doing good. I bought out in old stores and trying to get it all out there. We're doing it. I wish you the best.
Okay, cool.
Hey,
Double trouble.
how's your skateboard doing? It's all right. We got there's a contest this Sunday.
Okay.
I've got 2 more years I'm going to enter. Caught at 45, I'm not doing it. How's your legs? Good. I heard this one, a couple years back.
Director report.
Landed funny, so the guy on the microphone was really high. So I said, hey, it didn't hurt that bad, but as bad as that, I could feel it.
35.
So I'm holding up as good as I can for 44, you know. I'm still good. It's not, the wheel is there, but sometimes the physical ability don't feel like it's there and stuff. I get frustrated because there's more I used to be able to do, and now I'm like, man, I still see it. I'm capable, but
I heard you
get
were
that
ice,
back on.
I heard you were ice skating too.
No ice skating.
No, you don't ice skate?
I've never ice skated.
No. Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. I was thinking about ice skating. I'm still
Skateboard, yeah.
skating,
I got
rink.
no, not since I was a young. But that's where I think I started. I was trying to jump on them things and go bigger, you know, years later get a hold of the wood. It's like instruments.
I know, I'm like, our first Olympic assessment diploma. It's our first attempt at it.
25 years old.
Yeah, just within my building. I keep learning stuff. Younger dudes don't laugh at me yet, so I reckon I'm still gonna get all right. They still kind of respect me. They call me Hunt. And I laugh about it. I was like, wait a minute, now you got gray hair. You're Hunt. You like me to die. What's that?
My brother's coming in.
There's a lot of guys around. I mean, it's like it's right after the 4th of July.
And they do a big garden out there in Missouri, and so, yeah, I am too. It'll be fun to see. He's got
Kind of the younger it's once you get a little money, like guys feel great. Businesses and stuff, that private sessions and stuff. Nobody quits completely, you know, until you just can't. So I stock, I'm afraid I start seizing up at this point.
Have you got your own training plan? You ran it?
I just take over the city wherever I go. That's what I did here.
You go to that meeting?
Sometimes I've done it gets boring. Being a place enough times. Sometimes I go every.
because I know it's a pause
I'll get 4 or 5 months.
on
They're like, all right,
pause on
there.
taking.
I've done what I can there.
Yeah.
I just go around like a little person in the ball field.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Yeah, I just find this spot. I told them in the city, I said, hey, if you don't come there, oh, we don't care. I noticed in these places, this stuff happens. Like police get involved with people that don't want to. Places I go, if I'm there, they don't come around. Because they're like,
You're good. You're good.
yeah.
Hey.
I don't know about him, I think I'm gonna do my bad. Hey, Phil, he's up there.
meeting back to order. We'll continue on with the law director's report. Okay.
The grant. Looking through here, there's really not anything of note to talk about. I can tell you on page 3 under paragraph C, number 3, motions for default, that was granted today. But the, under number 1, 177 Scott Brogan Lane, that was reset to July 13th. Those are 2 real bad offenders.
Okay.
And I had, at the request of Commissioner Wandell, went back and did a little more look at the East Tennessee Children's Hospital Dolly's Kids MOU, and that has to do with the school system and a ability to have telehealth services in the schools. So, so with that, I'll answer any questions that you might have. I'll be happy to try to answer for the commission.
All right, Commissioner Barron.
Yeah, it's kind of off topic here, but the recent complaint we had tonight about the library board, I have concerns that might be making an unsafe work environment for our people. What, do you think we should have some sort of investigation into that?
Commissioner, I think to have an investigation, a person would need to initiate that through human resources. And so I can't speak to whether or not that's been done yet.
Okay.
But that would be the process. You would start with human resources. They would pull us in if they thought there was some part of it they needed, our perspective on. If that answers your question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Commissioner Val.
Thank you, Madam Chair. What you didn't hear tonight during the appearance of citizens, as usual, is a lot of information that took place that some people choose to leave out of their address when they come before us. The reason that the law director's office was consulted to give guidance on the numerous personnel issues that we have within our library system is to give us direction on steps to take to correct the problems, and there are problems. Not putting anybody down, we're a county government, and we have a bunch of employees, and sometimes you're going to have problems that you've got to deal with. The problem with the library system is the library directors of each library supervise their employees, and that's great because they're there every day with their employees. They can see issues and they can take action immediately to solve any issues that comes up before they become bigger actions. The library directors report to the library board, which meets once a month. You have executive members of government, i.e. full-time employees and part-time employees, who report to an executive member, the library director, and that's the way it should be. But the library directors, who are executive employees of our government, are reporting to a legislative branch of government. High school civics class and government classes will tell you that's probably not a good setup. We have taken action within our government, and I think the Rules Committee or the Operations Committee led the charge on this, to start putting some departments back under the mayor's purview or under different executive members' purview so they could have daily supervision over their employees. So until a solution similar to that is done in the library system, it is the best for us to seek either guidance from the law director's office, more guidance with human resources, or this type of confusion is going to happen. When you tell the library board members they're responsible, I'm getting ready to wrap it up, Madam Chair, I'm sorry. When you tell library board members they're responsible for employees, full-time employees, don't expect them to come to the courthouse once a month and try to supervise and direct those employees. That's obviously going to be an issue that we've got to work through and fix, and that's what we're trying to do on the library board at this time. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. All right. Anything else? Mr. Brooks, any questions for the law director? All right, seeing none, let's go on to our committee reports, and we will start with operations. Commissioner Isbell.
Commissioner McCamey made a motion to approve the request to designate a parking spot at the senior center as a veteran parking spot, seconded by Commissioner Yeager. Motion passed forward to full commission for approval. That was under the mayor's report.
Was that under the mayor's report? Oh, in operations.
In
but not the-
operations, yeah.
We need a motion here, though.
Yes.
I have a motion by Commissioner McCamey, second by Commissioner McNabb. Any discussion on this item? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Commissioner Wandell made a motion to have the law director draft a letter of appreciation to TDOT, seconded by Commissioner McCamey. Motion passed forward to full commission for approval. Also would like to add State Representative Scarborough to that, because what happened there is when we had the complete road washout, the very next day they were on it, and it was Commissioner Wandell made a phone call to State Representative Scarborough, and Scarborough to Amanda Snowden, and they were on it and got it quick. And sometimes, you know, when we go down, it may not sound as good on the next one, but sometimes when people really do an outstanding job, they need that pat on the back, or they deserve it.
All right.
And I so move.
All right. So we have a motion by Commissioner Isbell, second by Commissioner Val. Any discussion on this motion to write a letter? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
And this letter will be to both TDOT and Representative Scarborough?
Correct. Okay. Commissioner Capshaw made a motion to write a joint letter from local municipalities, Commissioner of TDOT Regional Director Amanda Snowden, and Commissioner Will Reed on Highway 116 road improvements, seconded by Commissioner Wandell. Motion passed forward to full commission for approval. And what that came about is when Mayor Gooch called me and wanted to know if there was anything the city of Oak Ridge could do during this time when the road was washed out. And called him back, said, well, you know, it's one thing because you realize how important 116 is to Oak Ridge. And I reached out to the city of Rocky Top. Haven't had the opportunity to speak to the mayor or Oliver Springs City Council. But what the Mayor Gooch was wanting to do is really write a joint letter to say how important it is. Because right now we've identified 16 to 19 washouts or probable washouts, and it's going to have retaining walls. But this is just, you know, they're wanting to reach out to do whatever they can, even if it's as simple as a letter.
Okay. So who would those local municipalities be? Oliver Springs and Rocky Top?
Well, I haven't had the
Okay.
opportunity to speak to Oliver Springs, but I'll talk to Mayor Stiltner maybe tomorrow and see what he thinks about that. But the city of Rocky Top, the mayor there has agreed, and Mayor Gooch has agreed, I think. And then with this body, it'd be with the mayor and the county commission,
All right.
if the mayor agrees.
We have a motion by Commissioner Capshaw, second by Commissioner McCamey to write this letter. Is there any discussion? Commissioner Foster.
Who's writing the letter?
I would say that our letter would come from Michael Foster. No, from the law director.
Okay, law director.
Yeah.
I know the first one was from the law director, didn't know if this other one was.
Yeah.
You got that, Mr. Brooks? All right. Any other discussion on this letter? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Commissioner Yeager made a motion to have 8 members on the Rules Committee. If passed by full commission, not bringing into Operations Committee to begin in September. Seconded by Commissioner McCamey. Motion passed forward to full commission for approval.
All right. We have a motion by Commissioner McCamey, second by Commissioner Varon, to make this change to 8 members on the Rules Committee. Discussion, Commissioner Yeager.
Yeah, I probably should have made this part of that motion, but I think it should be a one from each district, 8.
Yeah, I think that's what we assumed.
Okay, I thought it
Yeah.
was, yeah, okay. So can we just make that official, one from each district?
Yes.
All right.
So we'll add that. Commissioner McCamey, is that all right with you? How about Commissioner Berry? Okay. So one commissioner from each district. All right, any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Commissioner Capshaw made a motion to develop a handbook guide for new commissioners, seconded by Commissioner McCamey. Motion passed for the full commission for approval.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Capshaw, second by Commissioner McNabb. Any discussion on this item? Commissioner Varon. All right. So, Commissioner Capshaw, please explain.
Try to do it in operations,
Okay,
but I've started at least a draft to try to give us some bones to work with.
Okay.
And I think Director Brooks said he found a handbook, a booklet from the late Director Yeager.
okay.
So,
That's awesome. Did you want to add anything, Mr. Brooks?
No.
Okay.
We did lay our hands on a loose leaf from 2010.
Okay.
And I've talked to Commissioner Capshaw about getting with her to look at it.
Awesome. So in the Operations Committee. All right. Any other discussion? All those in favor of this motion, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
That concludes the action report from the Operations Committee, Madam Chairman.
All right, thank you. Next is Rules Committee. Commissioner Smallridge.
The Rules Committee met on Monday, June 8th, and we're requesting a motion to accept the language revision for Rule 5 and Rule 2, Number 6, and that the law director has prepared those revisions and submitted them for the rules of procedure. So we're requesting approval of that motion.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Allen, second by Commissioner Yeager. Is there any discussion on this change to Rule 5 and Rule 2, Number 6? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
That concludes our report.
Thank you, Commissioner. Next on the agenda is the Fire Commission. Commissioner Wandell.
Thank you, Chairman. According to my agenda, we have the April, May, and June minutes. I do not see the March minutes on there. You have them before you. There's really not much in the way of motions. If there's any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
All right, so the agenda, the way the Fire Commission produces their agenda and their minutes, they're both on there. So what is highlighted in red would be the minutes, and what is in black would be the agenda. And so, do you wish to discuss or discuss anything that's going on in the Fire Commission?
We've covered this. I mean, the request for the budget went through to the Budget Committee. I mean, I don't know if anybody's got any questions. I'll be happy to answer them.
Yes, Mayor.
I do have one just on, I know and I've heard some of the fire departments talk about this. I understand their reasoning. They do have a request to amend the bylaws of Fire Commission to require that a chief or a representative of the department must be present for 50% of the meetings to receive county funding, which would take effect next fiscal year. Again, I understand why they're doing that, but I do think that's really, county commission, budget authority, maybe it can be something where the Fire Commission can make some recommendations, but I just don't think Fire Commission can supplant the authorization of budget and full commission. And if you approve those bylaws, that is what you would be doing. And I did reach out to Mr. Brooks, just about bylaws in general. So, like I can understand, like I explained to Mr. Brooks, I know that the library board, the 911 board, the conservation board, they have different authorities under the law. For instance, you heard Commissioner Val just mention that. They are actually the supervisor of the library directors, the personnel. The Conservation Board was created by referendum, so was 911. And I just wanted a little clarity from him on understanding bylaws, like where is it appropriate or not. And I bring this up, and I brought this up, was working on it with Jay in the Tourism Council. I don't think the Tourism Council should really have bylaws, but that's, and Jay and I were having that discussion, and we're trying to clean that up. But that one I just think is a little bit, it should get reworded. I just don't think commission should pass that authority down to a commission that is not elected representatives. I mean, they're just representatives of each individual volunteer fire agency and each municipal agency. And you're basically, if you agree to that, you're saying as a budget committee, we're just going to take this, and maybe you want that. So, I mean, maybe you do want that and you want to pass that down, but I just would be cautious about that. So, and Commissioner Wandell may have some more information on that. But that's just my procedural concern.
No, I've actually enjoyed the conversation. I've given these fire commission reports for many years, and it's kind of nice to hear the input. And I think I'll start reporting these meetings every time this way, because I like to get the feedback. When I do it the other way, I typically don't get any feedback whatsoever. So what we could do is we could send the minutes back to the fire commission, and if there's any questions on any other items on the agendas, I'd be happy to take those in writing and address them with the fire commission.
All right.
I so move.
Commissioner Wandell, it was a little unclear. Did the commission make a motion to, it looks like that they made a motion to amend the bylaws. It says motion carried. So if there's bylaws and they're amended in committee, I think they have to come to full commission for final approval. So,
Yes, I think we all understand that. I think there's no one in fire commission that believes we can pass a bylaw and the bylaw sticks, no different than the Veterans Committee. We understand that when we make the recommendation or the motion, it does not mean those bylaws take effect. That's why they come before us or go through the Budget Committee to get voted on, and that's how we do it. So no one changed the bylaws thinking that the bylaws are that way. It was a recommendation from the board.
okay.
Committee.
I pulled them off of the consent agenda, so we'll send them back to Fire Commission and let you guys deal with it there.
I would,
Correct?
yes,
Okay.
and I would respectfully request, any questions you have, please put them in writing. I know you can't make all the meetings, but I would request that you put them in writing, send them to me so I can get them. I wasn't at the last meeting, I apologize. I wasn't at the last Fire Commission meeting, so I wasn't there. Commissioner Anderson was there, and he's not here now, but I apologize. But I'll be happy to address any questions you have about any of them in the minutes.
Okay.
And I also like to add that the Fire Commission and the Veterans Committee, those minutes or agendas are not posted on the website, and I don't know why they're not. I'd like to see that addressed at some point. Maybe we can pick it up in operations, or the chairman can pick it up, but I think it's unfair for the Veterans and the Fire Commission's minutes or agendas not be posted other than when we pass the full minutes from this meeting. So the community, the citizens don't know anything that's going on in those committees unless we post them on the website, and I'd like for that to be considered as we move forward.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Does that conclude the
Yes, that
report?
concludes report.
All right. Moving on to new business. We had a addition for the Tennessee Open Meetings Act discussion. Commissioner Boccia.
Thank you, Madam Chair. After watching the Operations Committee, I watched it 3 times yesterday and this morning after looking at the minutes. The TOMA violation, which is the Tennessee Open Meetings Act, came up, and there was a motion made out of there. It's not on the agenda tonight. So I just wanted to address the issues. You know, I feel like everybody gets to say things. I'm gonna sit here and say things, and I'm probably gonna make some people mad, and that's okay. I'm like Commissioner Wandell, what he said in the meeting. I'm not very well liked, and I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. So, the item was brought up under the law director's report, and in quote, it was said that we have a violation of the Tennessee Open Meetings Act. Anytime there's a meeting, there has to be a reason that when it's canceled. And let's see, the motion was the law director report back to us his findings of the violations of the Tennessee Open Meeting Act and report back to this body. And that passed operations, but it was not on the full agenda tonight, so I don't know why that was not. After doing a little research into the Tennessee Open Meetings Act, the comptroller, their office does not investigate or prosecute if we would send it to them. The only thing that their office does is provide guidance and education. So starting off, I have complete problem that we're sitting here accusing our fellow commissioners. It was said, we have a violation. We do not. We have an allegation. I don't know why the meeting was canceled. I think it was a lack of quorum. I don't have a fancy law degree, Mr. Brooks. So that's for you to decide whether there was a violation. I don't see a violation taking a picture. I'm sorry, I don't. But it was also said in this meeting that we need to be very careful because the media picks up and what they hear, they run with. We also need to be careful with our words of what we say. I've sit here and I've watched operations. I watch emotional motions come out. And this is what we've been trying to clear up in Rules Committee, is these little things like this, so we don't get the county in legal liability. And I'm sorry, the way that it was worded, we're in legal liability. And I'm just gonna say that. We gotta be very careful with how we say things, what we put on an agenda, because if you watch the meeting, it looks like there was two commissioners who talked about this by the words that they were saying. And you all can go back and watch it. I know when we're in the heated moment, I won't remember what I'm saying right now. I'll have to go back and watch it tomorrow. You might want to self-report before we start accusing other commissioners of things like that. That's why I'm very careful what I say to any of you, because we're not supposed to do that. But when we're accusing our fellow commissioners of wrongdoing, I have to draw the line with that because it's not okay. There's not a violation. I want that to be clear to the public. There is no violation. There is an alleged violation that Mr. Brooks, according to our bylaws, is supposed to take a written notice, a written complaint of not hearsay, of factual information. You are to investigate it and you are to report it back to the Ethics Committee, not operations. So I want that to be clear of our bylaws before we get ourselves in any more trouble, because we're already in trouble. I hope the people that are in the photo, I'm not going to out it. It wasn't outed in operations. I'm not going to out it, but I hope the people that were in that photo has mercy on the county. I really do. But this is where I draw the line with things on this committee, is when it starts getting us in trouble. When we start saying things in the heat of passion that could hurt Anderson County. We're all here to represent our districts, and we're very passionate about our districts. I'm also going to clear up another fact, and y'all can be mad if you want to. Again, I do not care. The same people who tore down the park are the same individuals standing in the picture. That is false. We all have talked about this. TVA wanted the land back. And I feel like we keep rehashing the same thing. We can't help what a reporter put out there. The mayor brought that up in operations. She said, as soon as I saw it, I shut it down. I told that media person that was wrong. It's not going in the same spot. Thank you for doing that, clearing up that. I did not see that article, so it must have been cleared up before I even saw it. It's not going there. So a little bit of information can go a long way. But we've got to be careful of what we say when we're accusing people of wrongdoing. I could say a lot of things. I could tell a lot of things. Our job is to protect this county and protect our citizens in this county. And I honestly think that that stuff it's got to stop in operations. This is why we're trying to clean up agendas. This is why we're trying to clean up meeting minutes. Meeting minutes are part of the Tennessee Open Meetings Act. I mean, if you go and read all this stuff, we got a long list of stuff that we're supposed to abide by. And meeting minutes is one of them, making sure that we properly put that out there for the public. That doesn't happen necessarily in every meeting. So while we're sitting here accusing our fellow commissioners, let's point the finger back at ourselves, because we all can make a better example of ourselves first. I know I can. But we're putting Mr. Brooks in a bad situation because he has to represent the county. He has to now investigate this, but he has to represent the county. So the two individuals that are mentioned, if they get legal representation, he's got to take it to Chancery Court, and we got to figure out what we're going to do. It's a whole thing about court procedures. So I hope moving forward, because I've already decided if I get elected, fine. If I don't, fine. But my job is to sit up here and make sure the citizens are protected, and we're not sitting here with frivolous lawsuits that we've talked about for years. And I'm going to call it out every single time. We can sit here and we can come back at me, whatever you want to do. I'm going to come back, because I'm not going to sit here and go through this stuff over and over and over again. I could sit here and call it 100 different things: political rhetoric, obstruction. I can call it all kinds of things. I hope from this night forward we can move on. Mr. Brooks, I don't know what you want to do with the motion that come out of operations, because it's not supposed to go back to operations. Legally, it's to go to ethics. So you can decide what you want to do with that. I'm just asking my fellow commissioners from here moving forward, let's work together. Let's stop accusing each other of wrongdoing, TOMA violations, all this stuff, and let's work together and make Anderson County better. That's what my goal is. I don't know what everybody else's is, but I don't want to put Mr. Brooks in a bad spot. I don't want to put our fellow commissioners in a bad spot, but I want us to be cautious with what we do and say. Again, there's no violation. There is an alleged violation. I'll let you decide if it's a violation. I'm going to put it back on you. But I just want to clear that up for the public so they know that there's no violation finding right now. Thank you.
Mr. Brooks, do you have something to add?
Well, just to Commissioner Beauchamp's point, I know with ethics violations, there's a procedure. This office makes the initial investigation, and then we can refer it to the chair. With a TOMA violation, it's not as clear who we report to. I mean, this is not an ethics violation. My concern is I defend the county. I defend the commissioners. I'm kind of being, it's almost to me like a conflict to be in a situation where I could come back and report, we got commissioners in violation or we don't. We don't know. I mean, I don't know at this point. Is that really what y'all want me to do? I'll follow the command of this board. But should I be defending some but not all commissioners? Should it be an outside investigation? I'm just throwing stuff out there. I've struggled with this because of what I see as my duty to defend each one of you. And I'll leave it at that.
It does say that it can go to ethics. I looked at it today.
Okay.
But it also says that any citizen, any representative of this body can file their own lawsuit through Chancery Court, and the Chancery Court judge can make a decision on that, and usually the decision is they will oversee us and all of our committees for 1 year. We would have to present every meeting agenda and minutes to the judge. I don't know if he'd like that, but, and that's every subcommittee, everything that we do would, if it went to court, would have to be through, we would send every meeting minute and agenda to the Chancery Court.
Under
and
their
they would oversee
supervision.
us for 1 year. So, either way, you could do both of those, according to the way it's written up in our bylaws. I just hate to put you in that position.
Commissioner Isbell.
Madam Chairman, as chairman of operations, how this came about, probably about 5, maybe 10 minutes to 6, Commissioner Wandell said, I want to add something to the agenda, and it's about the donation of type 1. And so we were going to put it under new business. As far as the context, I had no communication with him other than that. Is that not correct?
Well, yes, I could put my hand on a Bible, but I'm not sure folks would believe us, but that's okay.
But if it's a Bible, we'd both put it on there. But that was the context of him putting it on there. There was no collusion between he and I, or me and any other commissioner about that. I believe that if any commissioner wants to speak about something, that's why they're elected. It's all about transparency. But anyway, just to clear that up. Thank you.
Commissioner Wandell.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. In operations, many of you might not believe this, but I prayed about it all weekend before I brought it to operations. And I didn't tell a soul about it because I wanted to fix it. I didn't want to have this political rhetoric or whatever, and that's fine. I get it. But what intrigues me is Commissioner Beauchamp says she watched it 3 times. Well, in those 3 times, she would have seen where I requested that the fix is the simple request for a cure meeting. I never said the mayor did this or that one did this. I never said anybody's name. Maybe I did and don't recall. And if I did, I apologize to you. It's a simple fix. It's called a cure meeting. You call a cure meeting through the Conservation Board and you say, we made a mistake. We thought we weren't going to have a quorum. But there is agenda, and I'm not going to get here and debate it. So there is another fix. And if everybody's more comfortable for me just to go to the comptroller's office and turn it in, I will. I mean, it's that simple. I don't really care, but I was just wanting the Conservation Board to call a cure meeting to fix the item. That is it. But we start gathering our troops and start shooting arrows, and that's fine. Shoot arrows. This conversation shouldn't even happen tonight, but I get it. People want to talk about it, I guess. And as far as the law director goes, Mr. Law Director, if you're uncomfortable with it, my request in operations was to come back to operations. You even asked me, Commissioner Wandell, you don't want it to come back to this meeting? And I said, no, I don't want it to go to this meeting. I was hoping between that time, 30 days, there might be a called cure meeting and fix it. And when a cure meeting's called, no one's saying, oh, we're guilty as charged. It's saying we had a mistake. We thought we was going to have enough to the meeting. And you just say it, and that's it. It's over. It's fixed. But I'll regress, and we'll figure it out. My hope and genuine prayer is the Conservation Board will call a cure meeting and fix it. And I'm sorry if that offends anybody. I mean, that's it.
Commissioner Wandell, exactly what do you want fixed?
Look, I explained it in operations. You can't call, nobody can call a meeting. Put an agenda out. And then the morning of the meeting, cancel the meeting, put it out on public record that the meeting's been canceled, then have the meeting, have a presentation, accept a donation, have pictures, put it on the media. That is a direct violation of the Tennessee Open Meetings Act. It's that simple. The cure is to call a cure meeting. It's that simple. It's fixed.
But a meeting did not take place. But I guess that's what we will have legal minds to work out.
That sounds like that would be the crux of what I look into, is whether or not, one, was the meeting improperly canceled, and two, was there then a meeting that violated TOMA. As we sit here tonight, I agree with Commissioner Bochamp, we have an allegation. And we'll investigate it, and this board tell me where to report back to, and we'll do it.
Mayor?
Well, if there was a cure, I guess we would just take another picture. I don't want our law director to be in a position of investigating people on the Anderson County Board of Commissioners. We have an ethics policy that we have modified to correct that particular aspect that existed in Anderson County government since the creation of the law director's position. And this county has paid a lot of legal bills because it generates a conflict of interest. And the attorney, under the rules of judicial conduct, can't wear two hats. So when you ask him to do that, then you put him in a position of representing one interest. I do believe the cure is that if a member believes that a violation has taken place, they report it to that appropriate authority. So in this particular case, as Commissioner Wandell has said, that would be the comptroller's office. I don't think it should be our law director. His duty under the Private Act is to render legal advice to represent this county. And once we walk down the path where he's going to say, here's my finding, then who's going to, if we get into some kind of legal issue or battle, who is going to represent the members of the Conservation Board? Who's going to represent the other interests? I mean, we cleared that up. We made it clear in the new ethics policy that the law director is where the information comes. Then it comes to the ethics committee. The only thing that the law director reviews is this a legitimate complaint? It comes to the ethics committee. It is guided to the appropriate agency that addresses that particular violation of the law. And the law director is not an investigator. We took that out of the ethics committee, in the ethics resolution. I don't want to see us head down that path. We fixed that. It created a lot of problems. And I think the law director, if there's a question on what does the law say about noticing a meeting cancellation, I think that's perfectly appropriate. But to couch it in the terms of, did the Conservation Board violate the Open Meetings Act, is not appropriate. And I think that's what you all do as commission, is you ask him for the guidance, what does the law say? And then it would be up to the members to determine what you wanted to do. That's just my suggestion.
Commissioner Bochamp.
Thank you, Madam Chair, for letting me speak again. I'm going to address you. I take offense to the comment of being called a troop, having the troops called in. I'm a leader. There's a difference. I march to the beat of my own drum. Nobody tells me what I'm going to do. I sit here, didn't talk to a single person about this. I went and watched the operations agenda. That's probably what we should do when we're watching these meetings and reading the minutes. Then we won't have to sit here and ask questions. I do it. Been here for 4 years, and I've done it. So I do take offense, Madam Chairman, to being called a troop, because I'm not a troop. I'm a leader. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm leading so we don't have this county in a lawsuit. So I will suggest that Mr. Wandell go ahead and send it to the comptroller's office so our law director doesn't have to get in the middle of this. And if the comptroller sees an issue with it, I think they'll call Mr. Brooks and they'll say, take it to Chancery Court. We got ourselves an issue. I would suggest we don't call no crew meeting. I don't see anything wrong. But if Mr. Wandell sees something wrong, if Commissioner Wandell thinks that something has happened, then make me look like a fool. I'm fine with that. But before we're going to sit here and start calling names, we better be very careful.
Commissioner Wendell.
Thank you. Just one last thing. As far as ethics, I hear that a lot, committee. We aren't, our ethics committee isn't even viable. I encourage any of you, raise your hand when you had the last ethics meeting. There ain't been no ethics meeting. You're required by the state of Tennessee TCA code to file your minutes once a year of the ethics committee with the state of Tennessee. We ain't done that in probably 10 years. So I guess you can reconvene it, but look, I'll move forward. The request to the law director was simply to see if there was a violation. The request wasn't to say this one did something wrong, that one did something wrong. And I was hoping his response would be the solution's a cure meeting. And I don't know why we keep fighting that. If it's just, why don't we just call a meeting? What's wrong with that? But anyway, I didn't think we was going to talk about it tonight, and I'll take Commissioner Beauchamp's advice. I'll go to the comptroller's office and file it that way, and then it will open up to lawsuits. But really, reality is we should just call a clear meeting. I don't think I have that authority. I'm not on the Conservation Board.
Commissioner Foster.
Yeah, I just want to know, is there an action item to take, or we?
No, it's just for discussion.
Okay, then are we done with the agenda outside of this? I don't, we're having discussion on something that's not an action item, I know we added to the agenda, but I didn't know if there was something to take. I thought there was something from operations we're gonna be voting on up or down tonight. It never came up to us, so I don't know. I saw it on the agenda, I saw it in operations, but if we need to vote something, because I don't think, if operations made a motion to have the law director investigate, that has to come to this full body to say yes or no. I don't know why it didn't come to the full body. If it passed out of operations, why are we not voting on that yes or no? That's just,
It was not sent to full commission for approval, it was just for information on the report back. And then when I called for the vote, if you'll recall, is we had like 2 people that said yes and nobody else said no. So if you don't, according to our rules committee, if you don't say one way or the other, then it passes. Is that correct?
I think it's got a majority of the vote. But I don't know. That's what I'm saying. So if it passed operations, does operations have authority to tell somebody to investigate something?
No.
I don't think it does. So that's
Why
why
didn't you could have spoke up that night, or the law director could have.
I wasn't at the meeting. I was out of town for work.
Oh. Okay.
I would have. So.
Mayor.
I was just going to suggest that you could ask the law director you could do a motion to ask for guidance on the process for cancellation of meetings, what's proper. So for instance, there are a lot of meetings that get canceled in this county where the reason is never disclosed. I know sometimes it says for weather, for snow, for instance. But sometimes they're canceled because the chairman is out of town. Is that an appropriate reason to cancel a meeting? So, I mean, that would be helpful guidance for all of the committees, and that would help Commissioner Wandell with some of the answers. And there may be another motion that you would want that could clarify, are you allowed to take a picture or hold an appointment for a picture even though a meeting has been canceled? So that would be a suggested motion.
All right.
It would enlighten all of us for multiple committees and multiple opportunities.
All right. And just to clarify, the statement was made that nothing had been filed for 10 years. I'm holding in my hand a document that was filed January of 2025. So the Ethics Committee is active. Commissioner Capshaw.
I'm waiting for the announcement sections, but I want to make sure y'all didn't skip over.
Okay,
Because
yeah,
he was-
okay.
He was moving quick.
Commissioner Vandergriff. Announcements also? Okay, okay.
Madam
All right.
Chairman, I did want to
Yes.
say, under the new ethics, and I think these were changes with the state law and with our resolution, those are annual appointments. So the sitting members are Dr. Parrott, Regina Copeland, Commissioner Vandegrift, Dr. Smallridge, Commissioner Smallridge, and Commissioner Allen. And those terms are through September of 2026. So they were appointed initially for a partial term and then reappointed for that full annual term. So they are sitting in good standing.
All right, thank you. All right, let's move on to announcements. Commissioner Catchall.
All right. I just want a friendly reminder, Lavender Festival's in Oak Ridge from 8 to 4 this coming Saturday in Jackson Square, and it's free. And then my other one was, there's a Juneteenth festival in Scarborough, at the Scarborough Center from 4:30 to 8:30, so there's things to do in Anderson County.
And Commissioner Vandergrift.
I just wanted to remind everybody, we will be having a celebration to award the opioid funds to the 16 applicants. And that will be on Thursday at 4:30 in this room.
All right. Commissioner Foster.
Yes, I know a lot of people got 4th of July events going on July 4th, but July 3rd, downtown Clinton, they are doing a concert, kind of reopened Market Street and all that, so we want to welcome you out to District 2, so come on out Friday night. Free! Free is the best part about it.
Free. All right, seeing no other announcements, we are adjourned.
I'm about to get your iPad.
So we're not doing that.